not missing out on a ban.
No, you got to take the ban. Ban them. That's exactly why you get that position, to use it to your advantage.
Well,
if you're not using it, oh, here we are.
They didn't ban. They didn't ban. They're not using it to their advantage, Logan.
I don't understand. Can you hear us up here? We're talking. I swear to God we are. Oh, man, 3 seconds left. What are we going to do?
And then it's looking like
nothing.
Scarlet Witch will be the final ban. But it's looking like there might have been an issue, potentially. Do not leave the game. All right, we're going to go right through it. They're going to get that player reconnected into the lobby momentarily.
We do see a Jeff, by the way.
It out.
Now, let's talk about Rocket the Raccoon for a hot second.
And then we got to go to Jeff, because there's a lot of stuff that changed.
Now, Rocket the Raccoon, by the way, with Groot, I am Groot. By the way,
fun.
I want to know how much he got paid to just say I am Groot over and over and over again.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
A
Vin
lot of
Diesel,
money.
hey, it's all about family, right?
It is. Family who's going to be spreading that wealth between each other.
But you gotta use Groot and Rocket together.
Yes.
I mean, such a great team up, right?
It really is. The movement going back and forth, being able to hop on top and then get yourself away. There is a lot of mobility that you get from that team up alone. So if you're able to utilize that, you'll put yourself in a really good spot. But right now we are getting it all figured out momentarily. Stick with us as we wait for this game to load and get everyone into the lobby. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
3, 2, 1, and
Match
here we
concluded.
are. You know what? I won.
Good game,
I
guys.
won. I was really good. GG's, everybody.
GG's, Logan. Great match. Good game, great match. All right, let's go back to talking about the characters and what is in the game now, because there is so much that has changed with that most recent update. We were talking about Rocket Raccoon, right?
Yeah.
The team up with Groot, along with the team up with Penny Parker.
Yes.
But Penny Parker gonna be a mainstay ban, it looks like, throughout these next few rounds. It is going to be an absolute interesting take to see if they're going to go towards something different in terms of healing. But I do agree with you. If you grab that Groot, and Groot still being a pretty solid tank in my opinion.
A great tank.
Right now.
A great tank.
Putting up those walls, block off those healers, and try to get your team a little bit easier and space your team into the objective a little bit easier as well.
And they call it a Vanguard, which
Vanguard.
Why did we have to change up the names?
Vanguard.
We all know what it was. I know you're trying to get away from Overwatch, but settle down. Understand your role.
Duelist.
Yeah, duelist.
Strategist. What are we talking here? Healer, damage dealer, tank.
Well, let's talk about the healers for a second. By the way, the difference between this game and Overwatch is your healers in this game can do serious damage.
Oh, yeah.
You do not need to just be healing. Healing, big part of what you're there to accomplish. However, you can deal a lot of damage, and you need to do that.
You do, especially when you have Cloak and Dagger and you're able to blind the other enemies, and they're not able to see where the healers are coming from, and then you're able to pick them off. And especially with Rocket Raccoon, you got that damage amp, that shield, all of those things coming together. It really does go a long way for you to communicate with your team, understand when you should use your ultimates, when you should just dump it out on the battlefield, and then go into the next section and try and win those fights, because the ultis with supports are going to be the difference. And every single week we have this tournament, the supports are the unsung heroes, in my opinion, because they have been on top of their game, nonstop, always there when their teammates need them to be. You will see as these games go on, and as you saw last week, there is so much potential from these healers that they literally change the game based on if they're playing good or bad. If you don't have a good healer, you're going to be seeing a clean sweep of these matches.
And there is a basis behind this. Look, if you've played
I thought
Overwatch,
we were playing Marvel Rivals, not baseball. Bases.
Oh, we're running around that.
Okay, all right.
Who's
bases,
on second?
Bases,
You know
yeah,
what?
okay.
No,
All right, sorry, continue.
No. What I was actually getting to is, if you've played Overwatch, you understand the mechanics that each of these positions, the DPS, your healers, your tanks, how everybody performs. It is up to you. And Veli made a very good point last week. Take the squishy kids out first.
That's the way to do it. You don't want a bullet sponge where you're just like, hey, why aren't they going down? Hey, why aren't they going down? No, get those DPS out of the game, get those healers, hit those flanks, and work your way around this map. Don't just go in a straight line 24/7 into the enemy team, because it's not going to work out. No, you're going to have to just do what you can to get rid of those healers. And make yourself unknown, work your way around, and make it all happen. But it's looking like Jeff the Shark getting
Let's
a lot
go,
of love.
Jeffy. All right, so that's last week. I told everybody that I love Jeff the Shark, and they put it up on the map, obviously being a character. They're trolling me.
That's the best meta in the game right there, baby, even though they kind of talk about it now. Jeff the Shark, 47% win rate.
Wow, are you kidding me? 47?
47. But I you know, like, it's a very mixed bag because they completely almost reworked their kit. When you go under the water, you're not there unlimited. There's a meter for it now, and when that meter runs out, you are not going to stay in the ground, and you're going to have to work around that and balance it, as well as putting your DPS, your little on cooldown as well. You don't just get unlimited of those, but there's still ways where you can heal and then do damage through your teammates. So now when you heal someone, you can actually hit enemies with that as well and do damage to them. So a little bit of a change up, a little bit of difference. There's just a lot more of a juggling act with Jeff the Shark right now, but we'll see if it's going to work out for them today. We already got the bands going up. Thanks for watching as we see Penny Parker, Hella, and we're going to be seeing Storm once again. It's probably going to be the same thing. We got Punisher going to be one of the safety picks, though, who has actually gotten a buff as well.
Yeah, well, Punisher has to be one of the most easy characters to come to understand.
Soldier 76,
yes,
basically.
Yes, absolutely. That is super smart on your call, by the way, and I very rarely give you compliments, so that's going to be my one for the day. But let's talk about some of those deep cuts. Emma Frost is one of the biggest characters in this game, but you might not know Emma Frost.
Yes. I couldn't tell you one thing that they're from, Logan. I'm going to be honest with you, other than that they're from DC, right?
But maybe a comic book.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Possibly. Couldn't tell you.
DC or Marvel. I mean, one or the other.
But Emma Frost, such a strong character. Right. That one-shot potential is so impactful.
Big, right?
And their shield being as useful as it is. You got an Iron Man in the sky. Pop up that shield. You're able to block so many impactful ultimates with what they have in their inventory, especially as we're seeing the lineup right now. Boom, pop open that Emma Frost shield and get rid of Magneto ulti. You have to be aware of where they're at.
Yes.
And there's just so much potential for that character, for you to be a damage dealer, one-shot one of the healers, get into the back line, and let your team push forward. But we are finally getting into it. First match of the day, serving it up.
Let's go! It's Infinite Clash right here at the HyperX Arena under the lights. It is the afternoon, and it is Sunday. Let's go. I am so super stoked about this game because this is one of the best games that has come out in recent memory for me, especially being a free-to-play game as well.
And it just, I feel like the hero shooter genre is such a difficult thing to make your presence known. Overwatch has lived forever, but Marvel Rivals being as impactful as it is and well made, it's really a once-in-a-lifetime thing to experience a game that's just this fun, this well-made, and this good to go. But right now, we are switching over to Anna. We're going to be going right back over to Emma Frost, going up into the sky, trying to just put out that damage and charge that beam. The higher that beam number is, the more damage that they're going to be able to do. But here we go. Got the slap, got the smack. First KO.
Let's go!
Going down for blue team. And they're going to take a one-for-one trade, though, as Dope is going to go down.
Well, that's going to be a little bit of that temporary progress versus, actual locked-in progress. You don't want to just keep picking at them like you're a candy bar. You want to be able to make things actually happen. And right now, we are in a choke point where everybody is just deciding to do battle.
They are, and you're currently seeing it right here, right now. Cloak and Dagger ulti trying to lead the way to give themselves a little bit of an opportunity to do something. Currently going to just try and figure out what they got to do. Winter Soldier is going to be able to find 3 right there. Red team is going to get stopped in their tracks.
And Bucky doing what Bucky does best, sitting in the back line, picking their positions, and making sure. Hold on a second. What do we got going on? That's why we can't have nice things.
That is not why we can't have nice things at all. But we will momentarily get back into that match. Hopefully get that figured out and get it back going to you guys.
Hey, you know what helps my back? is a Eureka chair.
That's
and
the way to do it.
You should grab yourself a chance to win an Eureka chair right now. We're going to be doing it until what, June 15th?
June 15th.
So grab your phone right now. Do what I'm doing. Do me a favor. Do this. Grab your phone. Put it up to the screen. Production, put it up on there.
Put it up on there.
And all you got to do, take a picture. It will last longer if you take a picture, okay? And you can grab yourself 2 entries into the drawing for a new Eureka ergonomic chair.
There's not many times where you can get a multiple $100 product for free here at the arena. So scan that QR code, get your entries in there, hashtag EE giveaway. You'll be able to grab yourself some more entries for yourself. You just take your phone out, you open up the camera app, and then you go beep, boop, bop. Easy peasy, enter it all here today.
Lemon squeezy, as you wanted to say, at the end of the day. And the way that you get 5 bonus entries is by taking a picture of your setup at home, sending it out to us here at the HyperX Arena. Who knows? You could be on the big screen right here at the HyperX Arena inside of millions and millions of viewers each and every single week.
It is very fun to have a spot like this. LAN centers, they don't really exist anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. COVID not only took a lot of businesses out, they took those out with them. So being able to come out and be right next to your friend and play some Marvel Rivals, win some money, and just enjoy yourself with a brand new community, because all of these players are absolutely beautiful human beings. They are so nice, so fun to be around, especially in such a toxic game, I'm just saying. But they're just great individuals down here. I absolutely love hanging out at this arena and just being able to get that feeling of community back again. It's not the same playing on Discord than it is playing here at the HyperX Arena.
No, it's completely different. We always talk about it under the lights on the stage. It's a different process.
It is.
I mean, you play at home and you're like, oh, why am I so good at home? And then you come out here and you're like, oh, I'm not as good. Well, there's a difference between being under the lights here at the HyperX Arena and being at home and having mom serve you up some chicken nuggies with some Mountain Dew Code Red.
Is there something wrong with that?
I mean, that's your staple meal. I understand that.
Thank you.
You're still young.
Respect it. Or you can grab some food as well here, as you're seeing right behind us. It is actually very, 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 very capital, very good food, actually. We did a hot wings challenge.
Yeah, we did.
A few months ago, and it was very fun, to say the least. But what is even more fun is to see that we're finally back in it, Logan.
Let's get to it, baby. This is Marvel Rivals. Let's get down. This is Sunday, and we are getting hyped to the HyperX Arena.
And then we're going to see Emma Frost, Iron Man, finding these picks. 3 goes down for blue team, which is going to allow red team to get even farther into that first checkpoint.
Ooh.
But now Winter Soldier trying to hit those shots, and they do. Cloak and Dagger still not going down, though. Literally 1 HP, they turn it around.
They got it done. Look, Winter Soldier had the uppies, that uppercut. It was working for him, but it did not come to completion, and they are down and out like Beverly Hills. Magneto right now doing exactly what a tank should do, performing for their team.
And pushing space. You're seeing them go into that building. That they're not going too far in where they're going to get absolutely obliterated by the enemy team. There we go. Red team got their first point out of the gate. 4 minutes left for them to get to that 3-point mark. Or will they get stopped? This is a very tough chokehold for blue team for red team to push through, because there's so many different angles, so many different sight lines, like you're seeing right here, right now. We got Psylocke with 1, Iron Man grabbing 1, and then we're going to be seeing the res from Rocket Raccoon, but 3 going down. 4 going down for red team. Make it 5, put it on top, and blue team's gonna be able to hold the payload for now.
And you know what I'm not seeing enough of? Flanking. Everybody, why are you sitting in this choke position? I need a little bit of flanking.
They're all going right through the middle.
They're just literally standing there waiting to get shot.
And the Snow Bunny mind control, you know it, you've known it, you've seen it. It's happening back and forth. It's a battle of the mind control.
Let's go.
And they're going to lose that one. Blue team's Emma Frost is down. 5v6 situation.
And here we go. Red team, all of their players. Blue team back up to full strength. Will they find themselves in the same position that they've been doing? Yes, indeed. We're coming to this choke point once again, and everybody's just standing there fighting. Now, Pidgey, when you get into these games, what type of character do you like to pick?
My favorite character in the game, who got nerfed, is Psylocke.
Oh, no.
We are seeing some Psylocke action, but unfortunately for Blue Team, it is not looking good for them. You're currently down 3 players, and they're pushing that payload very fast into the second checkpoint. But that is my favorite character in the game, and I've been loving playing Emma Frost. I haven't really found a tank that seemed really fun, but the grapple, the chokehold into the kick, it is so satisfying no matter how many times I do it. But we got the Iron Fist going into the sky, trying to contest the Iron Man.
Oh, wow.
And they are going to be able to snipe him out of the sky. Winter Soldier takes it all the way, grapple hooks that Loki and says, hey, Loki, no playing any games here, and we're gonna do it again and again and again, as we're gonna be seeing that double, triple coming out from Winter Soldier. Make it 4. Yes, they do.
Indeed, they do. Winter Soldier looking so very strong right now. Oh my gosh, that's how you get it done. Red team is doing their thing, but we've got 3 minutes left. It's a push and pull. Now, with these particular games, I want you to do one thing. Concentrate on killing the other team, because you will get into a position, if you ace the entire team, to be able to move that marker forward for yourself. So kill the team and then let the team build itself up.
That's the way to do it. Get those picks and do what you can, as we're currently seeing Iron Man do right there. Gonna go down.
Wow.
1 going down for Blue Team. Their health bar is looking extremely low. Magneto is looking low, but that's going to be a Winter Soldier kill for Emma Frost. And now going around this corner, trying to peek out, see what they can do. Magneto ulti misses, and that's going to be huge. But going over to Blue Team, this Magneto trying to put out any sort of damage as they can. Winter Soldier grabs them, has to pop their bubble shield and tank that damage. Going right over to Invisible Woman, trying to do what they can. Iron Fist pops the ulti, trying to find any sort of pick here, but has to retreat. Health bar looking low, finds Iron Man in the sky, grabs them. Red team down 1, down 2, and that's going to be a hold for Blue.
And it is so kinetic. This action is so fast-paced. If you can't keep up with it, it's okay. Neither can we. Yeah, and you can hear the stage making noise right now in the HyperX arena, because everybody knows this is awesome.
It is amazing. And hearing the communication from the players as well, they know what they have to do. They know when they have to back off. So Buddy Mind Control popping out right here, right now, and moving over to Winter Soldier, who's lagging a little bit behind from that spawn. We got a whole huge situation here.
Oh, wow.
We got the Winter Soldier grapple hook. Unfortunately, not going to be able to connect that one. They get out of that situation. Iron Fist going off to the side and says, whoopsie, my bad, wrong room, as they go right back around. Ulti's on standby for the red team. We'll see if that's going to be a huge impact and if they're going to be able to turn this whole thing around. 1 minute left for that team, as Blue Team got to find 2 picks.
You get hurt, you hurt them back, as the Hulk would say. And Rocket the Raccoon right now, by the way, one of my favorite characters. But I got to tell you, this Winter Soldier is just tearing it up.
He really is. Staying on the sidelines, grabbing those hooks every single time, just really putting that character on work right now. As we currently see Rocket Raccoon going to be able to pick one out. Wacko going down. Magneto trying to push some space, get something going here. Here we go. Magneto OT is going to set it all in Storm. Ray Skywalker finds one onto Invisible Woman, and that's going to be huge for Red Team. Make it 2, make it 3, and stack it all on top with 30 seconds left. Red Team doing work.
Red Team is getting it done. Team B, by the way, next time around, I want to see some team names, by the way. Want to put that out there right now. Red Team is getting it done.
They are. This Rocket Raccoon keeping them healthy, doing what they do best, switching back and forth from those healing orbs to doing damage. Invisible Woman making sure all of their teammates also stacked up as 2 go down once again for Blue Team, and it's only a matter of time before this spider is going to be able to lay some eggs and put themselves right back at home. Here we go! Overtime match. We got the Snow Bunny Mind Control coming out, but I don't even know how Blue Team's still hanging out.
How is there overtime right now? There should be be in overtime. Red team has already won this. Look, I'm going to start singing.
5 down.
I'm going to start singing right now.
And it's not over until the Logan man sings. You better be thinking about the song right now because a 3-0
Canada. Oh, no, sorry.
You should apologize. Rough, buddy.
Oh, come on. That's funny. It's hockey season, baby. And round done. And that's 3 points to the red team.
Yep, 3 points out of the gate, but no time left. So this is an opportunity for blue side to come back. And if they do get 3 points, it's going into an overtime match where you're going to have a minute and 30 to push the payload as far as you can. And that will be the game deciding difference. But that first match was very entertaining. Blue side had a lot of great holds, but unfortunately, that Winter Soldier is a problem. But they don't know a real solution to deal with.
Guess what your next ban is? Winter Soldier, okay?
Potentially.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not the
I think they're easier to kill than Penny, but it still doesn't look like it.
I mean, let Penny into the mix and let's see what happens. However, you can ban both of them. Ban them, ban them, ban them. That's what I'm saying. Oh, man. This game is so much faster and so much more kinetic and so much more entertaining than Overwatch.
I think so. I mean, I hate to go on the Overwatch hate train. Actually,
I don't want to do it, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Hey, a Blizzard is coming, and it's not talking about a good Overwatch update. It is this game that has really taken over the hero genre, hero fighter, the 6v6, and they've made it so good, in my opinion. It's so entertaining. The maps are well designed. The characters are fun. So much personality.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. As we currently see, one of the characters switching over to Squirrel Girl, baby. That's what I like. That's one of my favorite characters in the game as well. Grappling and CCing and making work happen.
And she's got one of the best team-ups in the game as well. Squirrel Girl is an underutilized character from my perspective. And here we go. We've got Team A doing their due diligence right now. Blue team needs to make something happen, and red team is taking over.
Yes, they are. We'll see what happens. So far, so good. At least they're able to push it forward just a tiny bit, but controlling it so far. Blue team gonna find one going down. That's gonna be an Emma Frost kill, and 2 going down for Squirrel Girl. Beautiful picks there. And with Squirrel Girl, you really don't even need to aim. You just gotta put that acorn into the slingshot and say, hey, watch out, everyone else. You're gonna be going down, as they're gonna try and put out that damage. But like I said before, these healers, they are the difference. They are keeping their teams healthy and making sure that they're not getting picked off by this Squirrel Girl.
All right, Misery is currently playing Rocket Raccoon, and they are doing a great job of healing.
And we're going to see that Cloak and Dagger ulti coming out off the side of red team, along with the Invisible Woman ult as well. Let's see if red's going to be able to hold on to this push, and they are doing a great job. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left for this first point. What we saw from red team, they were not this low in time when they were this far away. So that's something to think about when it comes down to how much time they'll have left once they do push this, if they do push this, into the first checkpoint.
Well, they're going to have to push this, Pidgey. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what the game is about. How do you feel about Thor as a character, by the way?
Oh, they've had a rough going.
Yeah, right?
Especially with the new update, and you're seeing it right here, right now. The Thor is not doing work like they want to. Switching right back over to the Thing, and that's the thing, Logan. It's a very strong character, especially when you're having these healers that make it that much more difficult to get any sort of eliminations on the board. You got to pick someone who can just go into that back line, charge in, and start getting those kills. Because right now, it's stagnated, really. Once you're looking at it, who has died in the last 30 seconds? Nobody.
Well, here's the thing. Once again, we're talking about being stuck in a choke point. No one is really using those flank attacks. Like if somebody brought in a Spider-Man and was able to utilize that to get around some of these choke points, I think that will be the end game. See what I did there?
There you go. There you go. I like that. I do like the sound of that, as we currently right now are seeing the Winter Soldier going down. 1-for-1 trade between these two teams. Then the Thing, he's charging in, and you better be watching out because he's got a right click that's a heck of a hit. but they're going to have to jump right back out. Invisible Woman pops. They're going to be having that heals and trying to push as much space as they can and keeping themselves alive as much as they can. Red team ulti is very low, but blue team still finding something, and that something is going to be an Iron Fist going into the back line. Going to be able to find one onto the healers, but the Snow Bunny Mind Control is trying to stop the fist, but you can't stop a man who's just swinging nonstop.
Punches and bunches, Pidgey. That's what's happening right now. It is electrifying what they are accomplishing, and they are still alive. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either, but what I can believe is that they're able to get to that first checkpoint finally. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go on to this second push. If they get choke pointed again, especially in the most difficult part of this map, in my opinion, it's not going to be a good time for them. Remember, they got to get to those 3 points or they lose this round.
It's a push and pull effect, and you need to understand that mechanism to be able to play this game correctly. And I will reiterate once again, kill
Talking
the team
about the flank.
first. Yeah.
Talking about the flank right there. The Iron Fist trying to get that pick onto the healer. Unfortunately, got him so low, but was not able to confirm that kill. But right now, we got that Rocket Raccoon ulti. That overshield does work. Magneto also going to be able to go up into the sky and find one onto that Cloak and Dagger.
Solo like Jason Derulo right now, getting it done, making it happen. The thing is in the house, but again, we're going to be talking about Bucky doing their thing, and we're coming back to Squirrel Girl. By the way, one of the easiest characters to play.
Truly, like I said, you don't even got to aim. You got to just bounce it off the backboard and say, hey, you better be watching out for these acorns along with the buff that they just had. That is going to be very, 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 very good for themselves. From 10 acorns to 12, but that's not even going to matter as we see that res going out for that Scarlet Witch. Rocket Raccoon, it's such an impactful thing where you think you get a pick, but then they go down, just like the thing goes down to Winter Soldier.
And right now, red team is only up by 1 point. Blue team has secured 2 points to their name right now. So we're in a close quarters battle concept right now. And they are still going with these choke points, and Bucky still doing what Bucky does back there as we check in on Magneto, which is one of the strongest characters in the game and has remained one of the strongest characters in the game as well.
Along with Doctor Strange, those are one of those things where you have to really think about when these characters do change to this, how do we shred shields even faster? Because Doctor Strange shield, it just tanks so much damage. And you're currently seeing Magneto going in with the ulti. Blue team has 3 of them, and that's going to be huge for themselves with 2 minutes left. That Cloak and Dagger ulti is just going to be stacking that damage, that DOT. But the Iron Fist has been the change, the difference for blue side, and they are looking like they're going to be able to get to that 3-point tie that much faster.
Yeah, tie me up with your ties. Tie, said Caddyshack once again. And here we are, everybody making their way in the world today. I want to see a little bit of a flank right here.
Oh.
Here we go. Here we go.
And we're going to be seeing the Scarlet Witch ulti come out, take down Squirrel Girl, and that's going to be a huge change-up. But we're going to be seeing 2 go down for the blue team. And now Scarlet Witch also finding 1, finding 2. Red team crumbling piece by piece. The Invisible Woman is not so invisible anymore, as now blue team going to find what they were looking for, which were eliminations on eliminations.
Well, I think if blue team actually makes this happen, they're going to beat red team.
They're going to have a lot more time than they do to push that payload into the overtime match. You're not even wrong.
Are we AFK? What were you doing there?
Just getting knocked up by the thing. Pause. But we're going to have those 2 competitors that are on life support, and you see them go down. Emma Frost and Rocket Raccoon. They are down for the count. Put Iron Man on top. Lore accurate Iron Man from the MCU is getting put 6 feet under into the dirt.
Put them down because I am Iron Man, and I just crushed your team like that. It's 3-3. That's a tie, baby. All right, here we go.
1 minute and 33 seconds, right? 3-3. All the threes are adding up right now, Logan.
Hey, man, I can shoot a 3 from three-point land all day long.
Can you?
No.
Pickleball is your game more, right? You know?
Yeah, well,
I'm bringing you out to
short.
pickleball. I don't care. I know it's unrelated. You're going to pickleball.
It's not like you've ever dunked at basketball, so don't try.
Okay, don't hurt my feelings. Okay, that was a low jab. Wow, I've always wanted to. but I'm not that tall.
No, you're not. And you probably can't even palm a basketball. So anyways, moving right along. I know I'm right. That's why I moved right along. We've only got 1 minute and 40 seconds for somebody to do their due diligence right here.
Yes.
Now, do you think it's going to be blue team or red team?
Blue team has a very difficult time getting out of this first mark, right?
They do,
Red
right?
team
Yeah.
just lawnmowered over blue team when they were in this first section. So that's going to be the game-deciding difference on whether or not these teams are going to see double overtime potentially, or red team crumbles when it gets flipped right back around. But blue team really had a terrible time trying to get through this first section.
Are you kidding me right now, by the way? I mean, I know we're not in gameplay right now.
No, that's absolute cinema right there.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I mean, that just looks tight.
It does.
Right?
Iron Fist on top of a rooftop, practicing his kicks in the middle of the night.
I'm just using nunchucks over here, bro. I'm cool. I'm just working out.
Cool.
I work out, bro.
Gotta stretch the muscles before you dive in and get killed 15
And here
times.
we go, diving in, by the way. Now, if you're a DPS, which particular system do you like to use? Dive, poke, or brawl?
I am a dive person who can't dive extremely well. Like I said, Psylocke, one of my favorite characters in the game, but I love poking as well. Squirrel Girl is just such a good thing, especially if they're all grouped up and you realize the team's all grouped up. You will be finding yourself a lot of easy pick'ems with CCing the enemy team and finding those. But the Squirrel Stampede is going to come out, but will the damage find itself into the enemy team? Because it looked like they were getting extremely low, but the healers are there and doing the work that they're meant to do and keeping that team topped off. The Punisher, though, that turret is getting shredded faster than you see someone's in the MCU's workout regimen, as we're going to finally see two competitors go down, but has the res from Rocket Raccoon. But overtime match already. They have not barely moved this payload.
No, this payload hasn't actually moved. We're in overtime right now, so only a little bit of time left. We got a little bit of stun up there as the thing comes through and goes smash, smash, smash.
Wow, that was actually insane. Red team is gonna lose 3. Will they be able to make it 4? Punisher with that change on their ultimate makes it a lot easier to pick up those eliminations that much faster. They're finally on to the payload, but you're seeing that overtime bar. It's getting so extremely low. One more competitor going down on the side of red team. Winter Soldier trying to find one last pick again and again and again.
And again. And here we are. We're down to the nitty-gritty, everybody. It is time to make it happen. If you are looking to use your ult, right now is the time. And one of the best things about this game is ultimates can cancel each other out.
Yes,
That's
they can.
so important in this game.
It is, as we see the Thing trying to do what they can, as they are gonna be able to stop red team. Blue team's opportunity right here, right now. All they have to do is push the spider halfway throughout the mark, and they will find themselves in a fantastic spot.
Oh my gosh.
What a comeback. Because
Yeah,
what
right?
I was talking about, blue team struggling throughout the first match. Whenever it flipped over to their time to push, they were not able to push through that first section easily, but now their defense on lock and really showing that tonight's event is going to be neck and neck.
It's going to be, but here's the thing, is it's a mix and match.
It is.
So guess what? We've got 3 players that will remain together after this match, but they're going to get 3 new players. So the dichotomy changes each and every single time we set up a new game. I love that.
And I got to be honest with you, with 1 minute and 30 to go, and that Iron Fist is going to punch you in the face.
AWOL over here.
Yeah, honestly.
Sorry.
That was a good one.
I apologize.
I like that one. I like that one. You
Well,
know,
I'm
I'm dad jokes. You know, I'm a sucker for them.
All right. Yo, Venom. How powerful was Venom?
Yeah, Venom is a great defensive lineman, to say the least, to pull it full circle. But Venom being able to put out that damage, and really they're unkillable at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That overshield, when they get low, they're able to fly right back out and then come right back in and stand as a human wall. If you can call them human, alien wall that is so hard to get through, but we are starting it all out. Blue team sticking with the Squirrel Girl along with that Iron Fist. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Magneto stuck, and they're gonna get CC'd to oblivion, but those healers keeps them healthy.
I don't understand why everybody is just picking to stand in the middle of the street and fight each other like this.
Yeah, that's where it all starts, and then you got to push forward and then get into those flanks, get into that advantageous zones where you're going to find yourself yourself a lot more picks, like we're seeing Squirrel Girl do right there to the Invisible Woman. But Invisible Woman got that res from Rocket Raccoon. 1 minute they're dead, 1 minute they're back. That's why he's so impactful. But blue team is losing their Iron Fist. But the only fist you're seeing is from the Thing. Magneto picking up 3. Red team is crumbling.
Right in front of our eyes, and Squirrel Girl was able to use that flank position to be able to do some damage. However, is it enough? That's the question.
It is enough, and blue team will be our first victor of the day. Serving it up.
Go, Gary's way.
Beautiful work. Let's look at those stats real fast. I'll have those on standby to break down the differences between those two teams as well.
4-3, by the way. What a close combat battle that actually was, and what a great competitive first match. This is the way we get it started on a Sunday.
And we got to think about what was the difference, and we got the breakdown right here. We've got Magneto with 38 eliminations. The Thing.
What? I'm sorry, did you say 38?
38 comparatively to Doctor Strange's 21 eliminations.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Big difference, along with the Thing, when they changed over to the Thing, and that was the thing that worked, was that 40 eliminations from that tank as well. Squirrel Girl and Iron Fist, 38 to 34 kills. And then even Rocket Raccoon and Invisible Woman, 45 to 54 assists apiece.
Wow.
That is impressive. But Red Team did put up some good numbers, especially with that Winter Soldier, 45 kills, along with Venom's 34, with Rocket Raccoon's 40 assists. But going for that triple healing comp just did not work to their advantage, did not have enough damage to stop blue team's push.
Now, one notice that I have, we haven't seen Captain America at all.
No.
I'm not a big fan of that character.
I'm not a big fan of the Thing per se, because you're seeing how simple their kit is.
Right.
But I definitely get what you're saying right now. But yeah, Captain America got a little bit of a nerf. He was unkillable in the previous season.
He got this nerf, and now we're not seeing that character being played quite as often. Now, as a fan of video games, we go nerfs, we go buffs, all this stuff.
Yes.
Does it really matter in your mind between the characters that you pick and choose, or do you just keep playing the character that you're used to and you're comfortable with?
I think playing the characters that you're used to and you're comfortable with. You got to swing when you can, and even though your character's getting nerfed, Psylocke. But even though your characters get nerfed, you have to still work with what you have. If you enjoy the kit, if you enjoy the character, you'll make it work some way, somehow. But there's sometimes where if they gut him like a fish, Jeff the Shark, you're going to be seeing that there's just better characters in the game to pick, especially in a highly competitive environment here at this tournament. You got to pick the characters that are good and help your team succeed, rather than saying, I like playing Spider-Man, and then you're just swinging around the entire arena for 45 minutes and saying, hey, you got any eliminations up there, bud? No, just 30 deaths. Cool, good job.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man as a character in the Marvel Universe. However, his character in this game is very, very hard to use you are not capable of understanding your position.
Even more difficult now that they nerfed the hitboxes on their one-shot combo. So Spider-Man might not be seen today potentially, and I do agree. I gave up trying to learn Spider-Man. I was the dive was not for me.
Now, and they don't have as much utilities as you would like, to be quite honest with you.
You got the damage, and you got damage.
Yeah.
Then you got some more damage.
Now, one of the important things about this game that differs from other hero shooters is you can go in individually into these game modes and change up the way the character is played.
Yep.
And it's very important. I'll give you an example. Spider-Man, let's go back to that. You can... Now, normally, you just throw the web and it just goes wherever it wants to. You can change that in the game mode so that you can actually use that on the ground level to be able to pull yourself closer and more importantly, to your next opponent. So you don't have to be flying in the sky so high. You can just be on the ground floor doing what you do.
That is the way to do it. And really, it's a fun thing to know that a game was released with a lot of game modes, a lot of experimental stuff. I mean, just alone with this banning in these private lobbies, all the characters are able to be picked, which is crazy. And then Overwatch just had to follow suit with saying, hey, we can't put the characters behind the paywall anymore. When you have Marvel Rivals, just saying, hey, we just released Ultron, go play him. We ain't trying to get your money that way. We'll make a Bikini Ultron skin, though, and you'll get your money that way instead. But that's the thing.
You've already pre-bought that, haven't you?
Going on, we're going to be seeing this next round. Let's see what we've got banned so far. Looking like Penny Parker, but keeping the Hulk safe. It's very hard to see.
We haven't seen Hulk as well. I was just going to point that out. Hulk needs to smash, baby. Let's get them involved. I don't particularly like playing tanks because I'm not good at that. I want to get involved way too quickly, so I don't understand how to sit back and do that.
Yeah.
Hulk is such a strong character in this game.
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially with their stun, with their overshield.
The stun is huge.
It is so impactful in so many different ways. But what we're seeing right now is very interesting from at least the pre-lock-ins. But we currently got that Magic ban. We talked about how strong
Magic.
she is.
Yep.
So that's going to be a ban for them. Luna Snow keeping it safe on the red side. But once again, Storm out.
Out.
Get out of here.
Call it a day. We're done, baby.
But
stick a fork in them.
Stick a fork in it. You don't want to do that. They're electric.
Oh, electric boogaloo. That was for you, Veli. You're welcome. He's the only one who got that joke.
Ultron being another character that they want to stay safe and have to their disposal, but going into red team safe pick.
Oh, man. Here we are. By the way, do we see a Spider-Man out there?
Potentially.
Potentially. They don't have to pick it.
But remember, they were playing Iron Fist last time, so we'll see what happens.
See. We got a Jeffy down there, just hanging.
Just hanging. I love Jeff the Shark. I need a Jeff the Shark plushie, like ASAP.
Oh, yeah.
Star-Lord going to be saved for red team
I do not like that character at all. I have seen this character played well.
Star-Lord?
Yeah.
They also got buffed. So
okay.
Probably from last week.
I felt like they were a weak character last week, so.
But comparatively to last week, their ulti range has actually gotten bigger so that you're able to hit players from way farther away.
Okay, because the dual pistols are great, but they didn't have the range.
Yep.
So now they've given them the range. I'd love to see what Star-Lord has to bring to the table.
The last two bans are going to be Spider-Man and Magneto.
Oh, wow.
So no Spider-Man to be seen. Probably going to be running that back on that Iron Fist.
Run in.
And Keyzon, one of the best sideline players in the game right now. I absolutely love what they can do on that character. So I'm excited to see how this is all going to work out, especially with the mix and match. You got to be able to quickly adapt and learn what your teammates are good at, especially when you've just got 3 new players on your team.
Right.
What are you good at? What can you do? Let's figure this out. And I'm good at this. You should do this and start building that teammate chemistry.
Well, it's got to be one of the hardest parts about this mix and match format that we have. I love the format personally, but it's got to be difficult to have your top 3 players and then transition into a bunch of new people that you've never met before, never played with before, never communicated with before.
And I think that's great. It's a fantastic format because 1, you're able to meet new people. 2, maybe lifelong friends.
Right.
2, you're able to experiment. You might get someone who's really good the first time, but then you have to, help out a person who's still learning the game and understanding the game, and you're able to say, hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to coach you through this. Listen to me. Listen to my comms, and we'll make it happen. As we are now already out of the gate, and we will see if CERN number 2 will find their number 2 victory going here today. But you got that Wolverine combo wombo.
Yeah, we saw the team up, by the way. Did you see the Hulk?
I love that, too. It's very difficult to aim, but we're already going right into it. The Hulk diving right in, going over to Invisible Woman, getting dove in the back line. We talked about not seeing Captain America, but Slam Taro said, watch this trick.
Yeah, I'm doing a kickflip, baby. Maybe even a 900. Oh, exiled. Wolverine got exiled over there. That's kind of like a freeze, by the way. It's the same thing. And Star-Lord right now doing their due diligence, using those dual pistols to get it down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn that frown, well, not exactly upside down. Rocket the Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon, you know.
Love them.
But what we don't love to see is red team one after another, 3 going down. Keyzon going to be able to find Slam Toro there along with the Hulk. Going to be able to punch Star-Lord right in the no-nos. And that's going to be a huge capture for blue team. They're going to be able to start this match out in a very nice way.
Did they just push them back into spawn?
Yes.
They did. Oh my gosh.
They pushed the entire team basically back into spawn. So now going to be a little bit more difficult for the red team to capture this point, especially on a map like this where you're seeing there's so much high ground. There's so many different potentials, but the Psylocke ulti coming out along with the Hulk. Hela is gone. Luna Snow is gone. Wolverine gone. Scarlet Witch gone. Red team cannot stay alive for more than 3.5 seconds.
That's almost a complete ace for the blue team right there. And now is the time where blue team can sit back and understand they have the best position on the map. They've pushed red team back into their spawn, and they need to keep them there.
Yes, they do. If they're able to keep on getting these picks like they are, red team currently looking very discombobulated if they're not able to find what they have to do to succeed. And unfortunately, that Wolverine's healing abilities are nowhere to be found, as we got the Hulk having to jump right back out, giving over the shield to Slamtaro, who moved over to the Winter Soldier, and they're going to be able to get picked off again, pushing them into their spawn. And this is just a dominating first round victory for the blue team, getting up to that 90% point.
I mean, it's King of the Hill domination.
It is.
At the end of the day. So they're doing their job. Look at the Hulk just sitting up there looking down on everybody.
And they're going to jump right on down, see what they can do. Quacky. Oh, here we go. Will the Strange Portal from Slamtaro be the difference? Because we're currently seeing a lot of damage coming out and 2 players already being down over time. Will they be able to find the picks they need to find? No. Red team, once again, just diving in. No game plan, no solutions, as they are going to lose this first round on this map.
Yeah, this is definitely down and out in Beverly Hills for the red team. Team B, if you're looking up at the screens, and that's all she wrote.
What did she write, Logan?
Well, murder.
Murder is on the dance floor.
Angela Lansbury. Yeah, no one gets it.
I made a reference. I made a reference too. You didn't get that? Murder on the dance floor.
I would assume it would be
Murder
SpongeBob.
No, it was not SpongeBob.
Oh, Panic at the Disco?
No.
Bon Jovi. No? Okay.
Murder on the dance floor. But we're getting ready for the next round. Will red team be able to reset their mentality and get themselves back on the board? Because that was 100-0.
Yes.
Absolute domination from blue side. And once again, you can see the aura. We got the cosplay walk right there, being like slowly walking with the Wolverine, just whoa.
Walk in, not running. I mean, hey, I'm 500 meters over here. Let's get it done. The Hulk is carrying his partner.
Yes, he is. That is the way to do it, and you're going to be able to toss Wolverine out as someone and potentially grab a pick, but so far it has not been successful, so if there we go.
Yeah, there we go, exiled.
Hulk is going to be able to stun him, and they're not going to get that first setup at all. But going over, we're going to have the Cloak and Dagger ulti coming out, trying to make some space and make a whole pathway for their team to get through. Blue team has a ton of ultis on standby, but so does red. So we'll see who's going to be able to use their ultimates in the right spot at the right time. Cloak and Dagger on the blue side is going to be able to at least cover the entire battlefield where the objective is, which is going to be pretty optimistic for themselves. But you're seeing these health bars and the Psylocke ulti come out. But the Luna Snow ulti is also going to be popped out as well to cancel that out. The Invisible Woman looking like Logan Wood Dagger, looking extremely low, half HP, and Ultron is going to find themselves getting eliminated. That was weird to see the Hulk
just falling off the map like they didn't even care.
That was unfortunate, but we're currently seeing a 2-pick situation for red team.
Let's go. I love it when the Hulk turns back into Bruce, by the way. I do. I love that. Although Bruce is so squishy, it's very difficult to play. But we've got some great gameplay going down right now, and it is up to Team Red right now, Team B, to get it done because Blue Team is in control.
They really are. No other thing you can do other than pray and hope that your team will be able to get some sort of game plan solution going forward. Looking at the ultimates right now, they are still extremely low on both sides. So you gotta wait. You gotta poke and stack those up so that you get an opportunity. And really, it's gonna come down to who has the best ultimates. Red team once again going down one player. Snow Bunny Mind Control is gonna be able to find Ultron there, and that's at least something to get something going.
Yeah, but the blue team is now almost up to 30%. Red team hasn't been able to find themselves. And I found that the blue team and red team used their ultimates at the same time, by the way, which kind of canceled a lot of stuff out. It didn't really work for any team, and it just played into it. If any team benefited, it would be the blue team. Currently at 43% finished.
Oh, the Hulk going to be able to pop that shield. Cloak and Dagger ulti going to be able to cover the entire objective. But red team, once again, down 2 players. So that just means less damage, less space taken. Both Cloak and Dagger ultis going to be put out onto the battlefield. We got keys on here. Going to be able to find 1, find 2, potentially. As once again, the Hulk don't know what's going on with them, but they just fell off the stage again. 4 players down for Team B.
Yeah, you're a friend from work. You might need to do a little bit of extra work right now if you're the Hulk.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as we got the Psylocke, gonna be able to find 1. Will it be 2 is the question. The Hulk going through that teleporter. They're all fighting for the portal as they're all gonna try and teleport through and take out red team again. Where we go. Just rinse and repeat. Groundhog's Day, we are seeing red team crumble again and again and again.
Yeah, red team now has control, but it's not going to be for very long because blue team is almost done and red team will be in the dust momentarily. But red team trying to make that comeback. Smash, smash, grab, smash.
That's the way to do it as Hulk, and they're going to be... Oh my God, insult to injury right there. As the Hulk, and then you take Bruce Banner and smack him upside the head some more. But red team, 2 down again, and this is just looking like a 2-0 victory. But at least red team got 21% on the board. That's all that matters.
Well, you know what? After this, we're going to switch it up and around again. So here we go. Blue team grabbing the win. They've got control. Let's go. That's 2-0.
There you go, and that will be the victor. Blue team doing a fantastic job. Really just doing everything that they can. I really loved what they put forward, what they were able to do, and they did work. Truly, there was no cracks in their offense that red team could find or do or find the solution for.
But here's the fun part about this format is now everything changes again. Yeah, you're still going to have that base of those 3 teammates, right? But now you've got to find 3 new teammates. So does that same propulsion keep elevating you up, or does it crush you right now?
You can't.
Yeah.
We heard it from Amon Green themselves. You got to be able to flip to the next page and say what didn't work, what was working in that second round, and then go from there.
Oh, man. Amon, actually, he's been playing this game, and he's been telling me that his favorite character is Batman. And I keep telling him that's not a character in this game. So, that being said, would you like to see Marvel versus DC in a
Imagine.
Oh, my God.
World.
Lose your mind.
What we do have right now is a great Fortnite season that has superheroes in it. So if you're looking for DC and a shooter, they have Superman superpowers in the season right now. So go check that out, because I don't know what DC is doing in the world of Marvel. It's flipped upside down, right? And we're currently seeing a world where, honestly, it is weird to see that DC is having the worst games, and then Marvel is just putting out banger after banger after banger. Next year, we got a Marvel fighting game made by Arc Systems. What's that about?
I don't know. Did Jarvis make it?
I would assume, with the way
so.
that they're dishing out these games, you can only think that they got something like that on their side, because DC is nowhere to be found, in my opinion.
You know what? Except for the fact that DC has Margot Robbie. Yeah, that's right, everybody. I said it out loud. Mm-hmm. Except for the fact that they have Margot Robbie. I don't know if DC really can take over and compete with the whole Marvel universe.
I mean, they could. They easily could. They did before. DC had the best games. They had the best online games. They had an MMO. They had the Dark Knight, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. But now Marvel is just putting out banger after banger after banger. I just don't know what's going on in that department because
like,
Marvel has gone all into the video games as well, and it's working out for them, especially for this game where they just said, go wild, it's comic accurate, and people love that.
Yeah, man, comic book fans are some of the hardest to please as well.
Oh, yeah.
Video game fans being the hardest to please because all you do is complain. I'll never forget when Cowboy Bebop came out, and everybody complained about the live action, and then they canceled it, and then everybody complained about the fact that they canceled it.
Not everybody. I was not one of those people, and I love to complain about cancellations. But what we're not going to be seeing is this game getting canceled
Who are we canceled right now?
Soon.
Look at all the Jeffs up on the board. Thank you, Blue Team. I appreciate you.
Jeff and Jeff and Jeff and Jeff.
It's a lot of Jeff.
And Jeff.
It's a lot of Jeff.
And Jeff. And
Jeff. Hey, have you checked out the Harley Quinn, now that we're talking about DC and Marvel? Sorry, Marvel, but you're not paying us to talk about just you. Have you checked out Harley Quinn, the actual cartoon?
No, I heard it's really good, though.
It's amazing.
Really?
Watch the first episode, because the first time they drop the F-bomb, you're like, oh, that's right, this is an adult cartoon.
I still need to watch that other one that James Gunn made as well. It's an animated one.
I didn't like the other one.
Really? Yeah. I forgot
Sorry,
what it was
James.
called.
I apologize, buddy, but I didn't like the other one.
Well, I'm excited for Superman as we go for the whole DC tangent.
I know.
Right
how do you feel about the new logo?
How do you feel about
the new Superman logo?
I think it looks good. I think the movie looks good. It looks really fun. The colors are bright. I like what James Gunn did with the Suicide Squad, so I'm optimistic.
I did too. You're
as well as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. All of that. Very, very good.
You know, Kevin Smith, one of my favorite actors, and I get to call him a friend because he actually takes my calls, he said that the Marvel movies that will live forever will be the Guardians of the Galaxy. Because he says they're so accessible for multiple age groups.
And it's kind of mind-blowing, right? That movie came out, and no one had hope for it. Everyone was like, who are the Guardians of the Galaxy?
No one knew who they were.
Why would we want to watch a movie about those doofuses?
Oh, a raccoon? What are you talking about over there?
It actually had one of the lowest box office openings. Box office openings for
third time's a charm.
But no, box office openings for a Marvel movie.
Yes.
But then the second and third week, when the reviews were coming out, word of mouth, it actually did so extremely well. It was insane to see. But what's even more insane to see, let's break down what we got in the bands department. I can't see on that screen, so I'm looking over here on my computer. We've got a Hulk band. Emma Frost, Staying Safe. Is that a Jeff the Shark band, actually?
No. Did somebody actually ban? Don't ban Jeffy! Don't you dare ban Jeffy!
Yeah, the Jeff the Shark band.
What are you guys doing? All right, they're smiling over there. They know what they did.
Punisher is going to be the one staying safe. And then we got Psylocke staying safe. Winter Soldier, ban. Storm, safe.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Storm is going to be an impactful change-up. And then our final ban will be Invisible Woman.
Wow.
And along with Iron Man, along with Magneto getting banned as they didn't get to lock in that ban in time. So they're doing a respectful thing. And hopefully everyone will remember that to not pick Magneto.
Don't do it, okay?
Bad. But we're getting forward third round of the day for Infinite Clash. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, we haven't seen Loki yet.
They've been kind of low-key, if you think.
If you think about it. You're funny.
Well, we saw them once, and then they were gone because Winter Soldier one-shot him. They
one-shotted him in the face.
So one-shotted him and then swapped right off of him. So we'll see if this works. And this map is actually, I think this beginning section is one of the most difficult beginning sections to get into.
How so?
Because you're seeing the path that you have to take. You've got that high ground. You're already seeing the Punisher setting up their turrets, as well as all of this space that you have to push forward to get this mark. And especially once you get into the Coliseum, it is so difficult to stay alive in said Coliseum. It is actually very lore accurate, maybe history book accurate with how deadly it is in that place.
Well, that Punisher turret is one of the best positions I've seen, by the way. I'm a huge fan of WAP, and not just Cardi B, but weapons and positioning.
Weapons and positioning, that's what it's all about. Unfortunately, the weapon you get is the weapon you get unless you're playing Punisher. But right now we are currently seeing Loki. They're going to be able to find one. Scarlet Witch also going down, but there is no Rocket Raccoon, so that is going to be 3 with no res to be found.
Team Blue is crushing it right now, bro.
Make it 4, make it 5, as Ghost Zero will be the final one getting picked off in this first round. The first push, it went nowhere.
Call it blackjack, baby, because that was an ace.
That was an ace in the hole, and what was it? Loki staying in the back line, keeping their teammates full, and doing damage at the same exact time. We'll see if this Storm can start racking up eliminations, because that is the whole objective of that character. Their ultis are stacking, and they are going. Judge, Jury, Executioner. This Punisher is going to try and find whatever they can, just staying right in the middle, but they're going to get eliminated by that Doctor Strange. Both teams, no Rocket Raccoon, so that just means they're actually out for the count for a very long time, as we're going to be seeing 2 go down to the side, 3 go down to the side of red team, as it's coming down to it, and blue team will be able to find their push and find their whole solution, which is just pushing the enemy team into their spawn.
They're literally pushing them back. Push it back, way back. Oh my gosh, blue team is in complete control right now, and red team needs to figure out what they need to do. They need to change something up right now. What would you do if you were red team to be able to utilize and try to grab a victory?
Exactly what potentially we could see is maybe a flank by Kizon, but unfortunately they tried to go up to the upscale, and they almost just got one-shotted there. But we're going to be seeing Wazy finding one, and Kizon finding one as well. Huge trades back and forth, and red team finally finding a solution, but both of them, they're all going down. But blue team, team wipe, and red team will finally be able to claim the payload and start pushing it forward. That was the solution right there, Logan.
And we talked about it earlier. I've said, kill the other team and then worry about the position. And red team has effectively done that, and they've gained 1 point. This is a good job for red team right now. They need to utilize this, and they need to keep this momentum moving forward.
They really, really do. Great work utilizing their ultimates and making it all happen here today. And they're making it happen here today again and again and again. 2 going down, 3, 4, 5.
Oh no!
Make it 6, 2 team wipes in a row. Red team is literally on fire because you can't touch them.
And Fuego, baby, because that's a back-to-back ace.
That is brutal. They're going to be able to bring into the Wolf into the halfway point of this next push, and they're going to find themselves in a really good spot. 3 minutes left to get to the next checkpoint.
Oh man, and here we are just standing. I love the fact that these two teams are not scared to do battle, because they are just hitting choke points, staying right there. Now, blue team was using their off angles a little bit better than red team, but red team has come back and understood what they need to do.
Don't make it 3 times in a row, and they did not do it just yet. Basically, call it an ace, and that is just crazy that they've finally been able to lock in. I thought that blue team was going to be able to hold this off, not even give them a checkpoint.
I thought so.
But no, red team all of a sudden just says, you know what the solution is? We got to start using our brains, and that's what they've done here today. And
look
just
at
push
the big
forward
brain
so
on
fast.
Brad right now.
And
that's a Pulp Fiction reference, sorry.
The only fictitious thing.
Hey, I heard some bad language on stage.
The only fictitious thing that we're seeing right now is blue team's hopes and dreams, because they are not going to be able to hold on to this push. But at least they're getting that trade. Scarlet Witch ulti coming out from blue side, not finding any. But we currently got this.
Let's go.
Skylock got that ulti, but then the Snow Bunny Mind Control on standby for that defense. They are currently going up through this staircase. We've got the ulti coming up from Hela, and that's going to be doing a hell of a lot of no damage at all.
Yeah, look at a down condescendingly from above and getting it done. Red team right now with 2 points. The blue team's 0 points. Blue team has a lot of work to do.
Yes, they do, and they're doing work right now. They're choke holding it on this staircase.
It's just been a chokehold battle, by the way.
It really has been. As we got the Storm ulti, though, they're going to be able to find 1 onto the Invisible Woman. 2 is going down. 3, will they make it? 4, they do.
Yeah, they do.
That's not a low-key thing to do. This is very in your face. Red team doing work.
Yeah, red team is definitely taking this position. They're about to win. Blue team, I'm sorry, kids. This may be over. You might want to use your tears to salt your fiery Cheetos right now.
I think so, as we're going to be able to get that ulti out. We got Hella having to dash away in the bird form. I'm the biggest bird. No, Psylocke is, and they are making it known. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left. Red team gets that 3-point victory. After they hit that first check mark, they went sprinting to that finish line.
Yeah, that was 100 meters, baby, just like Dave. Back in the day when I was a teenager with just a little bit of gold and a pager, I used to read Word Up magazine, but I cannot be as good as some of these players are today. And here's the fun part. Is we get to switch it up and around again. Everything gets mixed and matched because that's the name of the tournament.
Yep, blue team gonna be switching sides now. It's their opportunity to push and then get to that checkpoint. But will they be able to push? Will blue team be able to push as fast as red did, Logan? That's the question of the day.
That was quick, right?
I mean, that first part, I really thought that blue team had it on lock, but red team just came in swinging once they got their ultimates. No one knew the solution to that Storm ultimate. It does so much damage, and then you have the Psylocke combination as well. When you have both of those divers going into your back line, you got to figure out what you got to do to keep your healers alive and to just avoid that dive.
Well, I tell you, my first look at that Storm ultimate use, I was like, well, you can't see all the characters.
Yeah,
and then they swooped in and were able to pick up, I believe, 5 kills on that ultimate. That's the way you want to be able to utilize and use that ultimate to the best of your ability. One of the things that differentiates this game from Overwatch is everything, all the utilities come back so quickly.
They do. They really do. They put a huge emphasis on using your abilities, understanding that, hey, your cooldowns matter a lot, but it's going to be back up in a matter of seconds. While in Overwatch, I feel like I'm waiting hours to get my utility back in that game, but we are off to it. Let's see if blue team can make the push. And right now, they're doing a great job. The heals the health bars are looking low, but they're going to be able to get right top back off going into this next match. We got that Storm looking up to the sky, trying to take out that Doctor Strange, but unfortunately not going to find them, and they're able to retreat around this corner. Keyzon going down first.
Yeah, we can see Penny is on the map because we're seeing a little bit of the spiderweb action working out right there. And that's a kill, getting it done. Oh, Hella, by the way, is by the way, one of the best characters that we haven't seen a lot of today.
No, yeah, you're totally right there, and you're seeing why that's the truth, as blue team gonna be able to capture that point in a matter of 30 seconds.
30 seconds, bro.
That is insane. What a great start for the blue side to get this push going.
Well, and they just garnered themselves a point. So it's now 3-1. Red team still up, but blue team having their work cut out for them. They need to do their job right now, or it's going to be all said and done.
We saw Psylocke trying to hard prio that Rocket Raccoon ulti, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to grab that. Go Zero is going to be able to eliminate Moon Knight, and then we got the Emma Frost going to be able to actually get that kill onto their Emma Frost, and Hella going to find one. As we're waiting for that Moon Knight to come back in, they're going to be able to grab 3. Red team crumbling piece by piece by piece as blue team pushing it forward. They're currently 60 meters into this first push, going into the second point. They are just non-stop damage from the side of blue, and it's a completely different team comp as well from the red team. So this is just beautiful to see that what they put together is working after an abysmal defensive state.
I believe that the team communication is being really utilized right now on the blue side because they needed to figure out what they had to accomplish, and they're doing it right now, and that's done. We've got 3 on the red side,
4
2 on the blue side,
5 is going to go down, almost an ace for blue team, and they're going to be able to get into that next checkpoint. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Going to be able to bring it to 2-3 in this fight right now. They've only got a halfway point left when they want to confirm this and bring this into OT. 5 minutes, Logan, to their 2 minutes on defense. So when this flips around, red team might just not nearly have as much time at all to push their payload farther in. But right now, blue team looking a little bit low. That Hella not looking healthy, and we're going to be seeing red team finally able to find some kills, make it 3, as that Rocket Raccoon, though, bring it back that invisible woman. They're going to be needing a lot of work there to get it all going.
And by the way, if you're new to Marvel Rivals and you're wondering about some of the things that we're talking about, look to the top of your map. That's going to have everything that you need to know. So a lot of the knowledge that we're imparting to you right now is right there available to you at the top of the map. Get involved and understand this is a very fun, fast game. So the pace is quick, but the action is awesome.
It is, and you're going to be seeing Moon Knight putting out that damage and the action. Hela's going to be able to confirm that one onto Emma Frost. Storm is jumping down and diving into the back line, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3 going down. Make it 5, actually. Buy 4, get 1 free. Blue team is not going to find that push just yet. 4 more minutes to go. But they still have a lot of time, double the time of red team so far. But at least red team will be able to push back the Wolf that much faster, a little bit, to give themselves some security as they set up their own defense here, right now.
This is a really good defensive posture for the red team. I think they're in a really good place right now.
Oh yeah, look at this chokehold.
Yeah,
with this corner. With this corner, it's so good for Groot as well to be able to wall off the enemy healers and give their teammates an opportunity to get these eliminations just like that. We're going to be seeing blue team crumble one step at a time. Venom trying to poke down the blue team's defense, and there goes Thor. You're going to have to get re-resurrected onto Asgard because, my goodness, you need as much backup as you can get.
Yeah, there's no Rainbow Road here.
No, the only Rainbow Road you're seeing is falling off a cliff, because that is what blue team's momentum has done so far.
Wow, that was a really, really positive movement. I am completely shocked about the turn of the table.
Well, I would imagine you were shocked. There's Storm on the other team.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
And I'm seeing what red team is doing right here. Going to be able to find 3, but blue team has so many ultimates on their side, but red team is not letting up off that gas pedal. They are just going one after another after another. Blue team, no solutions yet, and they're panicking. They're changing up the team comp. They're saying, oh my God, we're about to even out in time, and we're about to have less time than the red team does for that overtime match, if they get to that overtime match. And what
all right, so
just happened there with Hela's ultimate.
Wait, but here's the thing. Blue team hasn't used all of their ultimates, and now red is caught up. They have their ultimates available as well. As Ghost pops theirs, blocks it, drops it. Storm is going to throw down a huge hurricane.
But that hurricane, thankfully, they were prepared for it and put up those barriers. So, buddy, mind control. Look at all the damage.
Oh,
Look
my
at
gosh.
all the health bars slowly and surely just getting trimmed up. Red team finally is taking a little bit of damage. Ultron trying to keep all of their teammates' health bars amped up, but unfortunately that's going to be a little bit more of a push for blue side.
I would prefer if you didn't call me Shirley. Boom! That's an airplane joke. You never seen that movie, but that's okay. As we check in on Hela right now, throwing down some Hela Storm, and Groot doing their job as well. I want to see him put, well, all right, we're not going to see him do anything now.
Nope, Slam Taro is going to get slammed 6 feet under as we got a 1-for-1 trade from both of these teams. Storm looking extremely low. We got the Venom on the flank, though, trying to take down that Loki. They're going to be able to teleport out and get out of that dangerous situation. The Groot is done. They're going to be seeing Wolverine, though. They are also got something brewing up in the back line. Red team going to be able to find that ulti from Keyzon, and they're going to be able to find 1, 2, maybe make it 3, 4. Blue team has only 50 seconds left to push this Fox into the last point. What will they do, Logan? How do they accomplish this in such a small amount of time? There's about 1 push left until red team is able to show up and show why defense is so important.
I need them to pull a salt and pepper right now and push it real good, because that's what it's going to be all about. We are down to the nitty-grit. This is 3-2. Red team has 3 points.
My
Blue
God.
team has 2, and oh my gosh. What just happened?
God.
What just happened?
You know what happened? The storm has arrived, and no one had their windows up, and they got flooded into this event, into that catastrophic ending. 10 seconds left, and it's not looking like they're going to be able to push this in, and red team will be able to confirm this fight after so long, and after all odds. Blue team crumbles at the very end of the game.
Just like a chocolate chip cookie, buddy.
It really was, and it wasn't nearly as tasty, but maybe it's not over just yet. Red team losing 2. Venom has to get back in the fight really fast.
Oh,
We're going to be seeing one more go down. 1-for-1 trade there as overtime still happening. We've got the payload. It's pushing. We'll be able to go into overtime, but they're going to be at such a disadvantage. Red team is actually going to get swept, and they're going to be able to push the payload in and bring it to OT.
Oh, my gosh. That's how you do it. I don't understand.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. I counted them out.
That's
that is
3
my
to 3,
bad.
baby.
That is my bad. I thought it was in the books with 10 seconds left. Blue team was able to defy all odds and make it happen. But red team, with that 2 minutes and 16 seconds, put it on the clock. You're going to have a lot of time on your side to do some work.
So, again, a tie. Here we are.
Overtime timing.
I got to catch my breath.
You're telling me.
I'm right? I mean, you're doing the heavy lifting over here, but wow. Wow, oh, wow. All right, we got to start paying attention to some of these teams.
Yeah, Wazy right now carrying their team on that hella.
39.
39 kills, but look at that. That Storm, the equalizer with 40, and Keyzon Psylocke. What nerfs are you talking about? They're at 43 kills as well, but then you also got to look at those deaths. Those are the most impactful thing. Red team, 7-7-5-5, but almost every single player in blue team has died double digits, and that is time where you're not on the battlefield helping your teammates.
I want to talk about Ms. Stark over there with a 90% accuracy rate.
It's Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, but still.
Cloak and Dagger.
Can you not give a compliment?
No.
Is it that hard?
Yes.
Okay,
Cloak and Dagger. That's what I'm saying. It's a very...
Okay, somebody agreed with you.
Thank you. Yes, Cloak and Dagger. All right. And I know, it also does... I do the same exact thing whenever I'm playing Cloak and Dagger, and I'm like, wow, I was really accurate today. I did really good on that character.
Stop patting yourself on the back, bro.
I know. I do that every time, too. I'm like, you know what? Got to give credit where credit is due. They are doing work, keeping their team alive, though, even though it is Cloak and Dagger. We're going to be seeing the dagger to the heart of Loki. They're going to go down. No Rocket Raccoon to res them. So this first push for red
30
team
seconds left.
Is going to look a little bit dangerous, as we got blue team. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to find what they need to succeed. Actually, they do. 3 going down, 4 going down. I thought they were going to be able to get something going, but blue team going to be able to find the first point at least and get themselves going on to the push.
And blue team counting down. We're 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You can do the math from here.
Yep, and it's going to go right into that OT. That is what is all about. Is it blue team going to be able to clutch up, though, and keep the push going? We've got the dive into this little corridor. 1 KO coming out from Keyzon. Will they make it 2? They do. Emma Frost is down, and Rocket Raccoon, though, going to be able to res at least one of those players. We got the Luna Snow in the backline, trying to keep them healthy, trying to keep Keyzon alive, but unfortunately, that health bar is looking super duper low, but they're able to survive against all odds. We've got 1, 2, 3 going down, but we've got the res at make it 4. Never mind. Keyzon is slicing, dicing, and doing work, and we're going to be able to flip it around. Red team will have their chance to push with that ace to hold it all down.
Yeah, just call it a Ginsu knife right there. Blue team, 4-3 over the red team. Red team, done. Call it a day.
No, not done yet. They got 3 minutes and 16 seconds to push the payload.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I call it fake news.
Fake news, but no, that's not the fake. What happened there? Blue team got the push, and then they go into the overtime push as well to push it back and forth. It's like football overtime.
I'm still a neophyte to this game, so I apologize.
No, it's fine.
No, football, I'm sure Chad is going
think
off.
overtime football mechanics, all right? You got to give both teams a chance to score.
I hate overtime mechanics in football because the first field goal wins.
Well, they changed that.
I know. They did.
Did they?
No.
Okay. We're getting right into it, though. Red team, 3 minutes to push this payload forward, and you got 1 point. So there is a possibility in blue team's whole realm where they'll be able to have that defense and keep them out of the Coliseum for 3 straight minutes. It's feeling like a World of Warcraft hardcore server where you're getting sent to your death and you got to survive against all odds for 3 minutes. But what this is right now is defense, defense, defense,
yeah.
defense, defense,
well,
defense.
Defense wins championships, my friend.
And this is what it's all about. You're already seeing it. Petty Parker laying out the landmines and trying to keep it as simple as they can. All of these AoE healings, all of the opportunities to keep everyone as healthy as possible, as right now we are currently seeing a huge possibility of something special.
Look at Doctor Strange lining it up right now. That's a great area. They're going to be up on top of everybody else, looking down condescendingly, like I always like to say, and boom, getting the work done.
And gonna automatically get CC'd right out of the Strange portal. Blue team realizing that the flank is there. They're gonna be able to turn around and get that CC on, and they're gonna be able to take down a strange looking individual, as we've got Keyzon also on life support, and that support's gonna get plugged right out. 2 going down for the side of red team on this very first push. The Doctor Strange portal was not the way to go.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it seemed like a good call, but as soon as everybody looked up, they started firing, and that was all. It created a choke point.
Yeah, and that choke point is so difficult to get out of, especially with what we're seeing right now. Slamtaro on the group. Don't know if that's the play for this push, but only time will tell if they're going to be able to make something happen out of these wooden bricks.
Oh, build those bricks, baby. Just call it Minecraft if you want to. Blue team right now doing what they need to do. Red team still falling a little bit behind, but they're still in the mix.
Yeah, still in the mix. We're going to be seeing, though, 2 minutes left to get into this Coliseum. Dr. Strange, once again, falling extremely low. Got to back off to get those heals, get their health bar right back up. Slamtaro trying to find an angle of whatever they can do. Tosses into saplings. They're going to be able to put out a little bit of damage. That Scarlet Witch is taking a lot of damage. That's going to be the Storm ulti, but does not find anyone just yet. We've got the double Rocket Raccoon along with the Cloak and Dagger ulti. The Hela ulti also going to be able to push out red team. This is insane to see. Red team right now is currently just not doing work. All of the ultis dumped for that push. So with 1 minute left, there is still an opportunity that red team might be able to get that push, but 1 minute left, or will blue team be able to keep the win in their hands?
Let's call that an alt dump, because that's what that was. And it was the best dump ever because they made the other team look like chumps.
Yeah, they did, and it is insane to see. We've got that Scarlet Witch on standby. Remember, they can do some nasty things with that flank, but they're currently just trying to still put out that damage, send out those orbs, and keep them low.
Look at it, look at it.
Strange once again getting killed, and then we've got the Groot ulti, which is going to allow Scarlet Witch to get eliminated. They're not going to be happy about that in the afterlife. Maybe they'll come back in the next MCU movie in about 1 second, as we've got the Doctor Strange holding up their shield and keeping themselves safe for the time being. 6v6 situation with 30 seconds to go. Red team's got to make something happen. They're trying to charge up their ultis as fast as they can, but blue team, 1 going down, 2 going down, 3 going down. That is not ideal, as we're going to be seeing that storm come down and rain down thunder onto the blue team. Scarlet Witch ulti comes out. They find 1 with it.
Yo, that's how you get it done right now. Oh my gosh, this action is so kinetic, so exciting, and so invigorating. I love this game.
It is insane right now. Red team has the opportunity in this OT to claim the point. You're seeing how low it is, but blue team trying to get right back in it. Hela ulti trying to connect to these characters who are looking extremely low right now, but the heals are coming out. Red team all back up. They got to get right back onto that point. Petty Parker ulti landed out those mines and trying to do what they do best and make sure that no one can step anywhere. 2 for 2 trade going on right now, but red team is absolutely crumbling. Just get rid of Keyzon and you will find yourself a victory, blue team. Captain America says, I can do this all day long.
And there you go, Captain America getting it done. We've talked about it. You get hurt, you hurt him back. And that's exactly what Captain America just did.
Woo! Wow, what a round for blue team. Really keeping it together. A 3 minute and 15 second hold. Wow. Wow.
Right?
That is insane.
Wow.
With a capital wow.
Because remember, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Wow.
What a performance, though. These competitors, this is the closest Marvel Rivals event we've had since we've started this event. I have never seen more back and forth battles where I was literally saying, blue team, wrap it up. You're not getting that 3rd point. You're done for. 10 seconds left. They make a final push and get the payload in there. And then they had no time on the board to push the payload. And then red team has 3 minutes to get the 1st point going, and
it
they
felt
could
like
not
forever,
find it.
Right? It felt
did.
like forever.
Because just one after another, blue team was finding those picks. The Hella combination was so good for them, and it worked out so well.
Yeah, no, it absolutely did. And we're getting towards the end of our competition, by the way.
It is.
We are over the hump, if you will. It's not Wednesday, but it's another day today.
I thought you were 47, not 50.
Sunday, I hate you so much. All right, somebody laughed at the old jokes, by the way. All right, I love that. They love it. But you know what I love?
A little bit of a break after all that action. We will be back with more
Catch your breath.
Marvel Rivals action right after this quick break. Do not turn the Twitch channel or I will come through the screen and rainstorm Ultimate on you.
And welcome back. We are live inside the HyperX Arena right here in the lovely and luxurious Luxor Hotel. Why? Because it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. And what does that mean? Marvel Rivals, baby.
That's what it's all about. I'm excited to get right back into it. We went down on the stage, and I was talking to some of the TOs, and even they were saying this is the most competitive Marvel Rivals event we've ran since we've started it. And I was telling them that every single game coming down to the final seconds is absolutely nuts, and I'm loving all the action. There are times where we have these tournaments, and we've been trying to make a format that is good enough for all of you back at home to come out and enjoy this game, and this is the format that is really shown to be the best possible solution of not getting curb stomped and making it all happen.
No, I'm super stoked about this format. I think it keeps it fresh each and every single time. So fresh and so clean. That's how fresh. So fresh and so clean.
How fresh?
So fresh and so clean.
Well, is it fresh and clean at the same time?
Well, you would only know, but you don't even know that song.
No, I don't.
No, he doesn't. All right. Anyways, back to the lecture at hand. And here we are. And you know what we should be doing right now? We're stand when we broadcast. But what we should be doing is sitting. You know why? Because here at the HyperX Arena, the best seats in the house are the Eureka ergonomic chairs.
That is truth. And if you post your setup and hashtag EE giveaway, you'll be able to get 5 more entries to your setup. And you're literally sitting on them right now, so why not just scan the barcode, enter? I love free things, and you all have phones in the audience, right? Blizzard reference. But, you know, get out your phone, scan the QR code, and get yourself one of the most comfortable gaming chairs that I've ever sat in, and look good in style.
You know what? You always look good in style.
Do I?
Partly part of that cloth. Well, you've got a good head of hair.
Do I?
No, you don't.
Makes one of us.
You know what? I hate giving you compliments, so let's just move on. All right, here we
go. Let's do it.
Now, hold on. Our Sunday has just started because you know what happens after in our clash and we finish with Marvel Rivals? Oh, we're bringing football to the forefront, baby, and sporting games with all of your top favorite athletes, be it collegiate or pro. You're going to get your opportunity to play video games against them. Have you ever wanted to be able to tell your friend, hey, I just beat a pro NFL player? Well, right here at the HyperX Arena on Sundays, you're going to get your opportunity. So get involved and make sure that you're here all day long on Sundays because it is bringing the level up. We're pushing it. We're pushing it, baby.
We're pushing it real good. It is all about that action because with the Alumni Media Network, it is going to be always something happening down here at the arena. So stick around after this event. You'll be able to see Logan and Amon Green, future Hall of Famer from the Green Bay Packers, play some Madden action. So do not go anywhere and enjoy yourself. Grab some food, grab some drinks. Mike is down there right now. He could serve you up something that will last until the next day.
It's like Gary's way, but different because it's Mike's way. But here's the thing. You know what I'm super stoked about? Having a future Hall of Famer like Amon Green, somebody with that high IQ for football, being able to break down and tell you, hey, do you know the difference between a dime package and a nickel package besides the fact that it's 5 cents more? We'll tell you in just a little bit. So sit tight. We got you.
We got you indeed as we get into this first match. We are currently locking in the next band. We'll see what we already see right now. We've got sorry, it's just so small on the screen. We got Loki is going to be our first band. But Storm staying safe once again. Penny Parker going to be banned. Hulk banned.
All right.
Magneto staying safe.
We're seeing them pick some really smart bands throughout this competition today. They've been basically banning the characters who have been crushing them in the games before, and that has worked to their advantage, which has made it this great teeter-totter battle back and forth, this ping-pong match to the death, if you will, that keeps happening.
And it could have been the difference in a win and a
loss
from last round. Penny Parker holding up the defense
huge
in multiple situations, in multiple holds. So they said, you know what? Penny Parker gone. Let's not deal with that. But you know what's safe? Psylocke. Keys on Psylocke.
Oh,
that is
your
what it's
favorite
all
character.
about.
Now, talk to me about why Psylocke is your favorite character and how do you utilize them to the best?
It gives me, throwing back to League of Legends. Her ulti reminds me of old Fiora ultimate, where you're able to just click and you're dashing, you're doing damage, and it's really fun to play. I also just love the dashes, getting around, going invisible, even though they nerfed her invisibility, but it's still looking like she's good to go. Keyzon's been putting that character on the highest level possible on display.
Do you smell that right now? I can smell that.
Good.
Oh my gosh! Somebody just ordered some food right here at the Hyper. Yeah, I know. You just ordered it. Bring it up here. Bring it up here. Somebody just ordered some food, and it smells so good.
I wasn't hungry, and then when I got up here, I was like, oh man, I'm getting hungry. We'll see if we're going to be able to survive, or Logan's going to be fronting the bill and buying me some good wings, right?
I bought nachos yesterday. I bought nachos yesterday.
You owe me $1. I
don't care about your $2.
You should, because I'm hungry.
Well, you know what? Be patient. I'll get you some food afterwards, okay?
Well, I'm not trying to get sick here. I'm trying to order some food. Why would I want to be patient, Logan?
Oh man, that's so. All right. Oh God. All right.
Let's roll it into the next match. Let's go.
Sometimes you are so laborious to work with.
We're in a laboratory.
It's a real word.
My name's Dexter. What?
Hey, by the way, if you need headshots, Pidgey.com.
Hey, photography. That's what I do. But let's get into what these players do, and that's going to be getting eliminations and doing work.
Oh, Jesus. We're just going to stand here and do this again? I'm getting a little bit upset, the stand and fight mode that we're having right now. It's exciting. Don't get me wrong.
No flanks, no nothing. What it is a Rocket Raccoon going to have to res that Winter Soldier, but only one res per 45 seconds. BP Dangles is going down. That Ultron is not going to be able to take over the world today. And as I was saying, this is the new Ultron map, so it's very much like a Rubik's Cube. There is so many long corridors, so many things, and blue team right out of the gate is just going to get one after another going down.
Yeah, blue team doing what they need to do right now. Do you think many of these players have the time on this map to actually be able to utilize it?
I would say yes, to actually know exactly where you gotta go, where these flanks are, where you're supposed to set up these shields, stuff like that. I think they do, but there are some situations where you might not exactly know where you're going. You might get turned around sideways to backwards, because there's not really, like you're seeing in this map, many like monuments, vantage. Like it's really tough to say where everyone is and where all of these openings are, as you're already seeing blue team going down once again, red team already grabbing their first point.
You know what we haven't seen a lot of? Characters making the map their own, because this map doesn't just stay put. You can actually knock things down and change the outlook of the maps, and we're not seeing anybody really utilize that quite yet.
No, that's fair, especially if you press that button, it'll be able to highlight every single thing that is destructible.
It highlights it in yellow for those of you at home.
And it actually does open up some windows of opportunity to grab some picks and do what you do. But what we do here is seeing the Storm Ultimate not finding their mark, but going to be able to dive right back into their team and says, whoopsie daisy, where did the enemy team go? They said, we are not dealing with that today.
Yeah. We're just going to sit here and just fire away. Thor getting into the mix. Thor is down and dead like a dog. Ghost Zero doing their job once again. Storm, they're back in the mix, and they are creating a hurricane.
And right now we are seeing a 3 DPS comp here, 1 tank, 2 healers, and it is working out so far. They are putting out so much damage, and there has not been one solution yet from the blue team to try and keep this defense going. I do not see anyone from the blue side really being able to even put out damage on the red team.
Well, red team right now is 2-0 against the blue team. They're doing their job, and it's looking like it's going to be done. Oh, man. See, this is what happens. There's no real leader, so it's just going back and forth because we switch up the teams with this mix and match play.
But we've seen it happen literally just last round, where they had a terrible defense, but then their offense came back and they were able to do work here. Jeff the Shark, though, let's see if they're going to be able to chop off the competition.
Let's go, Jeffy.
Blue team has so many ultis on standby, but we got that Snow Bunny mind control, which is just doing so much damage, as we got the Storm dropping down, doing work, and going to be able to see a 1-for-1 trade. Let's make it 2 on the side of blue team, and they are slowly losing their health bars. But right now, red team still pushing forward. That meters are going up to that 50-meter mark, and blue team slowly but surely is going to say goodbye as the Winter Soldier will be able to grab 1 elimination again, and again.
No one's been able to stop Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier may be the most proponent character that we've had this entire match. The red team is up 2-0 against the blue team, and the blue team right now doesn't have an answer for what the red team is throwing at them. Red team, however, using all 3 ults right now.
And Storm is going to be there, going to be able to take it all right up with them with the Jeff the Shark, but we're going to be seeing 2 competitors going down to Jeff and Slamtaro. Dangles and all of the rest of the blue team is gone. Dr. Strange says, hey, where did everyone go? I put up the portals. Why are you guys not coming out of it? But we're going to be seeing red team be able to march in the tree. I am Groot, and I am seeing a victory from red team on the way.
Yeah, it's well, it just happened. There you go. I don't have. I actually didn't have to speak. Yeah. Well,
look at that. 3-3-3-3.
That was the most lopsided victory we've seen all day.
Yep. But blue team, 4 minutes. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Let's see if they're going to be able to turn it all around. You got to give themselves a chance to shine. That defense was not shining, but
no.
We got an opportunity to see what they can do on the offense, because it could potentially be just a lot easier to deal with these competitors in that way, where you're going to be able to keep them on edge, hit those flanks, and find yourself some more kills than you did on the defense side. But right now, Go Zero, Keyzon, Wazel, everyone is looking too locked in right now.
And we were able to see last week a lot of these competitors playing together were able to find a cohesive unit, but then it gets switched up and around because we came to jump up and get down, and everything changes just a little bit. And enough.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but enough to make a difference. Now, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yes, we are.
This is almost the end of the day for Marvel Rivals. Who has surprised you the most? Who has really opened up your eyes?
I'm biased. I'm sorry, Logan. Keyzon has really shown that I really thought that Psylocke with that nerf was not going to be doing what they do best, but that nerf did not even matter for them.
Didn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter for them.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
And it's really been great to see that they were able to show up, show down, grab these kills, and just absolutely just decimating the competition. But we also have to give credit where credit is due, especially with Waz's Winter Soldier. The movement, the damage, everything has just been stacking up and working for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I want Punisher to throw down their turret right there in that back area.
Exactly.
I think that would have been useful. They did choose not to do that, but hey, I'm just a game player.
Let's see, blue team, unfortunately, once again, going to find one after another, just getting killed. And now they're going to push their way
all
into
the
their
way
spawn.
back.
And that's just going to be a spawn camping situation. What do you do in this situation, Logan? What can you do when red team is just playing so strong and there's just... What can you
call
do?
a timeout. If I'm Bill Belichick, I'm calling a timeout.
Press that pause button, figure this out, and do something. Because right now, we are finding some solutions that aren't going to work.
No,
you know
they're
what?
not.
You entered them to the calculator and it said error. And that's unfortunate for blue team. Once again, going to get absolutely swept off the floor. Red team decimating them so far.
Yeah, part of the journey is at the end right now, and here we are. I want to see Doctor Strange do what Doctor Strange does best. We saw them open up a portal, and it did not work out well.
Well, they're just being, you know what, Doctor Strange and, you know what, into the multiverse of madness. They got their butt kicked time and time again, and that's what we're seeing right here, right now. We've got the ulti from Psylocke. Keyzon going to be able to dive into the back line, grab that kill onto Go Zero, and potentially grab 2. They do. Keyzon and Invisible Woman are going to go down along with Winter Soldier, and they finally find it. They're going to be able to push this a little bit farther, but with 2 minutes left, there's still a lot of time to go as blue team is finally finding their groove.
That's going to be the longest 2 minutes of their life if they're not careful.
Yeah, or the shortest,
yeah,
potentially.
it depends on how it works out.
How you're looking at it. Red team longest, blue team the shortest. But we currently got another fight going on right now. Ghost Zero still out of the calling as we've got Jabberwocker, man, they're going to be able to grab that elimination onto Kizon once again, able to just snipe him out time and time again. Slamtaro trying to slam up the competition, and they do. That Ember Frost is down, popping out that Magneto ultimate. They're going to be able to throw it down, trying to find their victim. Tosses it off to the wayside. A whiff of the century for Slamtaro.
Did you see all the blue side? They've got so many ultimates available to them, and they're finally going to be able to utilize that and make it happen. Magneto doing what they do, and now we're checking in. We've got, dude, by the way, is Bucky just unstoppable today?
I mean, it's looking like the solution for both of these teams. Jabberwocker has now finally woken up the Jabberwocky as they're going to be able to get up to that 94% and try and find out what they're going to be able to utilize up into this ulti. And blue team having a lot at their disposal, so I would recommend trying to just use your ultis one at a time, trying to make it all happen.
I agree.
Because Quacky getting picked off right there is very, very bad for red side.
Yeah, well, it wasn't good, that's for sure. As we get to a one-on-one battle right now with Kazon.
Magneto going to be here, trying to pop out that damage. Slamtaro getting healed right back up. Peeking out from these corners. We've got the Punisher just trying to lay out damage, but they're not punishing anything. The Storm ulti is coming out from Ghost Zero. They're going to be able to find that invisible woman, and that might be something that's going to hurt the blue team a lot. Not getting as much shields, but the Lunasnow ulti is going to come out and keep their team healthy for the time being. Jabberwocker trying to find that pick, but unfortunately not able to land their shots. And blue team, one after another is going down. Punisher finding two along with Kizon. That's going to be 4 players down for blue team.
And red team is looking very, very, very good right now. 3-1 against the red. And I got to tell you, these off angles, who do you think is utilizing it the best?
I really do think that Slamtaro was doing a really great job going around these corners, trying to peek out and put out that damage, especially with that huge Magneto right click. That damage it hurts, and especially pushes you back a little bit. So I thought Slamtaro was doing a great job with it, and they still have the opportunity to show how they were doing that, especially with all the ultimates that blue side has right now. We've got the Ember Frost going to be able to choke down Doctor Strange, and there we go.
Wacko getting it done.
Finally, red team is going to go down. We're going to allow blue team to get to that second checkpoint. I talked about it, Logan.
Yep.
The offense might be the thing that is the difference on this map.
Well, defense wins championships, offense wins games, and right here, it's a close game once again. The red team is only up by 1 point at this point. 3-2 right now against the blue team.
3-2, that's what it's all about to make it a difference, maybe even an overtime match where you're going to have to now go back to back. But look at that, 2 minutes and a half seconds, 2 minutes and 30 seconds for blue team right now. We've got the invisible woman ulti getting popped out, Snow Bunny mind control, trying to put out any sort of damage, but you ain't hurting anyone in that circle. Cloak and Dagger gonna be able to find invisible woman, and Ultron going down as well for red team. Blue team is putting in the solutions into the calculator and finally not getting errored out, but Kizon is gonna have something to say about it. There we go, 2-for-2 trade, and we've got it all here today. The Winter Soldier is being the difference, but we've got Doctor Strange here on the Wacko, and they're gonna be able to burst fire out and grab 2 as well. Blue team has the advantage and going to be able to push that offense that much farther.
And once again, it's a very, very close battle. Except for the last match, every battle has been super, super tight. And this is the same. They got to be able to stop the Winter Soldier, though. Bucky has just been going off all day long.
They really have, especially on both sides, Jabberwocker and Waz. They've both been putting that character on display for everyone to see.
They're showing us how great that character can be.
They really, really are, and you're seeing it right here, right now. Blue team once again going to get absolutely shredded. Ultron ulti is gonna pick up 3, make it 4, and a clean ace for red team. Beautiful work there with that combo wombo synergy. That is what it's all about.
Yeah, call it a blackjack, baby, because they just got 21. That's an ace in the hole.
Beautiful work by red team to keep this hold going so far. 1 minute left for blue team to get to that 3-point mark. We've seen it done time and time again, where you just need 10 seconds in a dream to make the card
here we go.
go.
Here we go. That's a terrible choke point for anybody who's trying to create that battle. And it is going to go down in that hallway.
Oh my God.
gosh!
The Doctor Strange ulti from red team.
Wow.
It's going to be 3, going to be 4, 2 straight aces in a row for red team.
That's a back-to-back ace!
That is ridiculous. You saw the eye of Magamoto gonna drop down and just stun 4 players on blue side, and that is what they were looking for. But still, 30 seconds left. It's not over just yet.
It's not yet. It's not done yet. There's still time. How much time? Not enough time for Bed Bath & Beyond, but there's time.
Not enough time for Ultron to come back. That's all I'm saying. Blue team, once again, has so many ultis at their disposal, and they're not using them. Luna Snow ulti coming out a little bit too late for their own liking. Dangle's got to get back along with Ultron. We currently see red team, though. They're losing one. Go 0. Slam Tower going for the Magneto Hail Mary. They're not going to find anyone with it.
That got exciting, and the excitement is not over. We're in overtime, baby.
And overtime just means Cloak and Dagger ulti trying to lay out the framework to get these competitors going and to put out as much damage as you can. Ultron, once again, was the person who got killed, and they got to walk all the way back and get into this fight. Jabberwocker going down. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to be it. And red team is going to be able to confirm it and win this round.
Almost another ace to call today, and yes, that's an ace, baby.
Back to back to back ace for red team. They hunkered down and said, we got this.
Wow. Dude, the excitement is so palpable.
I
know, right? Dude, yo, if you are not excited, check your pulse. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, indeed. Ooh. I really thought blue team was looking so good throughout those second point corridors. But unfortunately, they just crumbled at the very end. They had 4 ultis on standby, but they were getting killed so fast that they had no opportunity to use them and utilize them as much as they would want to.
Yeah, that was a bad crumble cake, if you will. It all fell apart in your hands.
And that's not what you want, unless you're into that.
Now, I do believe, now I can't count, we know this. I don't do math very well, I'm old, and you know, things go by the wayside as you get older, but I do believe this is our last match, bro.
I have not heard anything from production, so I will reserve my judgment.
I do believe this is 5.
Do you know numbers, though?
No, I mean, I can count on one hand.
We're going into 5. Okay, confirmed by production. Thank you. Round number 5. This is for all the marbles.
All the marbles.
All the marbles.
That the kids don't play with anymore.
That the kids do play with
No, they
anymore.
don't. You have marbles at home?
No.
You lost your marbles.
I did hear that they brought back Beyblades, though. Fun facts. And they're actually metal now.
Oh, well, tip your bartenders and waitresses as well. We'll be here all week. Oh, man. I'm super stoked, man. Sometimes we have to...
I thought you were Logan.
Sometimes we have to fake it up here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the enthusiasm and
like literally, when it comes down to the final moments, the final seconds for these competitors to make their stand, I am not joking when I am that invested and that hyped up to see who's going to fall first. But what we saw last game was that Ultron... time and time again, they were dead a lot more than they should have been.
Yeah.
Every time we looked up, Ultron was dead. They were keeping them in the ground, making sure that they weren't corrupting no mainframes. They were not able to get back and stay alive. I would have swapped to someone different in those final few moments and just said, hey, don't need the ulti. Let's find something that's going to work for me.
All right, so my problem with Ultron as a character, by the way, is... that's why they don't have Thanos in here. Because shouldn't Ultron and Thanos just be able to wipe out the entire map with a thought process? I know. I just dropped something heavy.
When they add Thanos into the game, we'll be talking about that because they have been leaked to be in the game eventually. There was like a whole list of characters. So we'll see how they power nerf them into the game, right?
Besides Deadpool, what's one of the other characters that you'd like to see? Because I know you would pick Deadpool. Good question. See, I'm not like huge into like obscure Marvel characters, right? So I couldn't really. Who would you want in the game? You know Marvel more than I do, I feel like. Wow, way to turn it back on me.
Thank you.
Yeah, way to do your job very well. All right, obviously I need Deadpool. I need some Ryan Reynolds quips, okay? But that all being said, Thanos would be interesting as a character. However, doesn't Thanos have the ability to just wipe everybody out? Like I said,
well, if he has like the Infinity Gauntlet, so
Right.
they'll probably put him in there without the Infinity Gauntlet potentially, or like one or two. Maybe imagine they do put him in the game though with the
All right,
Infinity Gauntlet,
so-
and those are his abilities.
Now think about this: if his ultimate could possibly be squashed by Thor's ultimate, right? Because Thor killed him, right? Wouldn't that be an interesting dichotomy to bring into the game? I think that would be exciting. One of the
All right, I found it.
You found it? All right.
Spider-Man 2099, baby. That's who I want in the game.
Okay.
One of my
All right, I get
all-time
that. I get that.
favorite Spider-Man characters I've ever seen. And if you don't know who they are, clearly you haven't watched Spider-Man Into the Multiverse. Across the Spider-Verse. Whatever. Their names are really silly.
One of my favorite things about the Marvel Universe was their ability to be able to take what they had in real life, which was a problem with having 3 different characters play Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And they were able to consolidate that and make it make sense within the multiverse. I personally think that multi-universes are lazy writing.
Oh, I want Cyclops too. I mean, I watched X-Men.
Cyclops. Yeah.
I watched X-Men 99. That was a very, 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 very fun show. It was just, I never watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So being able to experience it in a whole new light, even though there was a lot of storylines that were like continuing from the previous show, I still understood it. I still enjoyed it. The animation was amazing. The story was amazing. The characters were amazing. So X-Men 99, man, I really want to see a lot of those characters get some rep and get some place in here as we go to the Royal Palace.
Oh, let's go. Let's go to the Royal Palace. Why not? Ooh, all right. So we've switched up the teams once again because it's a mix and match. That's how we're playing it every Sunday right here at the HyperX Arena. If you want to get involved, come on down and be involved. All you have to do is get into an Uber, your car, bike, I don't care. Grab a skateboard and do a kickflip. Come on down and be a part of it.
Why not? It's one of the most competitive experiences you can have. Meet new people, be a part of this community, and play some Marvel Rivals on the biggest stage in Las Vegas.
Right? One of the biggest stages in the entire world. I don't know. I can't think of another arena that holds competitions on a weekly basis and gives out money to YOU each and every single time that you come down here and perform and get under the lights and have some fun. I mean, what's better than playing video games? Making money playing video games.
That's the only way I want to make money is by playing video games. So why not come on down to the HyperX Arena in the Luxor and join us next week, because we're going to have what, Logan? Friday Frags, new season of Fortnite, no more Star Wars. We've got Speedway, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're getting Mario Kart World set up, and you can actually experience it down there by the bar.
Yeah, you can.
So go try it out, and then another week of Marvel Rivals action. So there's a lot lining up for next week as well. So check out HyperX Arena Las Vegas, check out their calendar, and be a part of the action.
And after this broadcast today, we'll be coming right back to you. Myself and Amon Green will be throwing down some of the greatest sports knowledge that you've ever heard. Well, Amon will be throwing down really great sports knowledge. I'll just be here looking pretty, or as best as I can.
Throwing down the best 80s knowledge you'll ever hear in your life.
Yo, man, just because you weren't born yet doesn't mean anything, all right?
Yeah, it does mean something.
Were you born in like the 90s?
98.
Oh, I gotta go.
No, it's the best generation. I'm sorry.
I didn't even make it to the 90s. It was like the 2000s.
No, yeah, 2000s. That's what I'm saying. 2000s was the best.
So
Cartoon
Panic
Network,
at the Disco is your favorite band?
No, but it was. But Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon,
Okay,
Disney,
all right.
prime shows that these kids literally do not grow up with anymore. They do not watch Disney. They do not watch Nickelodeon. They literally watch Twitch streams. So, I'm just saying 2000s was the best. But let's get right into it. We've got all the bands locked in. We know exactly what we're about to see here. We're going to have Penny Parker banned, Spider-Man safe, Storm banned, Rocket Raccoon safe. And on that final pick, I'm going to see, but we're going to go right back off the line. Iron Fist banned, Loki safe, Iron Man banned, Winter Soldier safe.
Okay, so a lot of these flying characters have
And
been
Ultron
banned.
banned.
Well, a lot of the flying characters are getting banned, and there's a reason behind that, correct?
And Squirrel Girl banned as well, trying to get them off that very deadly pick.
So yeah, a lot of these flying characters have gotten buffed. And so I do believe that this is a concerted effort by these teams to make sure that they're not going to get crushed by some of these characters that just got a recent buff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just trying to keep everyone on the ground. You
yeah,
know what?
Grounded.
Boots on the ground action as we get ready for what we know is the final round of the night. Let's hear it for these competitors getting it this far and gonna be able to throw it down in this final match. We've got 2 rounds, maybe 3, maybe 4, but we're getting right into it.
Well, we've been going to overtime all the time.
Yes.
I mean, this is just.
It should be just regular time.
It should. I don't even really understand how overtime works, to be quite honest with you, because it seems like even if one of the teams is in a better position, we still have overtime sometimes.
Well, it just matters if you're on the point
or off the point.
When
yes.
the clock runs out. If you're on the point and you're the enemy team that's losing, you go into overtime. But now, here we go.
This is a close quarters combat battle.
It is a very close quarters map that can go really, really bad for either team because these corridors are really the only ways you're getting out of your spawn. So if you're not able to escape that, you're going to be in a bad spot. As out of the gate, we're going to be seeing Wacko take down the Hulk. We got Jabberwocky gonna take down the Spider-Man. And then we got Loki taking down the Punisher.
For the love of God, flank!
And then we've got blue team taking the point, starting us out 10%, going up from there.
Yeah, and here we go. I mean, this is a choke point as a map. The entire thing is basically an off angle, and they need to be utilizing these off angles. And we're seeing some of this corridor destruction.
This is one of the most difficult maps to flake on, Logan. Truly, you're not wrong. But when you're stuck in these 2 corridors, you're seeing blue team going to be able to just angle it down one way, easy way, and just start stacking that damage over and over and over and over and over again.
And I want to talk about blue team doing their job right now. Take the kills, then control the area. Take the kills, control the area. You will get your points promoted.
You're so right, as well as seeing these competitors, they're jumping back, making sure that they're not low, and if they are low, they're able to allow their healers to keep themselves healthy, and blue team has 6 ultis on standby, and they're gonna be able to just dump out every single last one of them. Hella's gonna be there as well, and they're gonna be able to find 2, 3, maybe even 4 if that Hawkeye goes down. There we go, as blue team controls it up to 70%.
Hella throwing down hell from above right there.
And we got the Wolverine on standby. They didn't get to use
what a great
their
skin,
ulti.
By the way.
I love it too. There were a little bit of complaints that wasn't lore accurate, but I think it looks pretty good.
Everybody.
And I'll tell you that afterwards on what I mean by lore accurate. We've got Hawkeye here, gonna be able to hop, skip, and to jump up to the sky. And Hulk going down again. They are not surviving for more than 5 seconds, but blue team also crumbling. The ulti is getting returned back to the blue team, but still staying alive, staying healthy, and keeping that health bar up.
99% for the blue team, and it's all over. It is done. They have captured the Royal Palace, and one and done. Red team has a lot of work to do as we go to Odin's Archive.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate showing there. And like I said, it's just that close quarters map. You get stuck in those 2 hallways, and if you're not able to find a pick, and I love the Hawkeye pick, by the way.
That was a great pick, right?
Along with Moon Knight, they're able to try and find these headshots and pick off these players, but unfortunately, blue team's positioning, where they're located, it just made it impossible for red team to find a kill.
Now, our new director of esports here, Adam, he was casting with me last week as well as Veli, our director, was. And I got to tell you this. Adam says that Moon Knight is his favorite character. Have you played Moon Knight?
Oh, yeah, I loved them for a minute, but this season just felt like, even though they got a lot of changes, they feel very weak, in my opinion, comparatively of where they've been before and how good they have been. I really do love the character as well. Very, very fun. You don't even got to aim. You throw down an Ankh and you slash, and it just goes everywhere. But unfortunately, I just don't think Moon Knight is as strong as they have been when the game first came out.
Yeah, and you know what? we're seeing Thor. Last week, Thor was a huge player. Captain America was a huge player.
Thor also got nerfed very badly.
It got nerfed badly, right?
Yep, along with Captain America, because both of them were menaces on the battlefield.
And do you think that has affected how players are picking and choosing?
Oh, 100%. Definitely. I mean, you're seeing them out right now. Wacko just feeling comfortable on that pick, as we're already seeing out of the gate.
Oh my gosh!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Call it an ace. Put it in the books. Red team is not going to be able to capture that point. We're going up to 10%, and it might be a 2-0 victory for blue team.
And red team has now called themselves Dookie, by the way, which I do believe is a reference to a Green Day album, or they're referencing something else.
Dookie butt right there, Team Dookie.
Yeah, I know.
That is crazy. I didn't even notice that. That is actually hilarious. Why is Team A not having it?
Well, here we are again in a choke point, and everybody's just doing what they do.
And we're going to see that Luna Soul ulti get popped. We got that Rocket Raccoon as well, giving that overshield. We've got the Thor diving into the back line, but we're seeing Dookie Butt doing really good stuff, but it's not going to be enough, as this play is going to get stunk up real fast, as we've got the Moon Knight ulti coming out and not landing. We've got 3 down for red team, but the Cloak and Dagger diving into the back line, making sure that their team is going to be able to move up surely and safely. But now blue team in a very strong spot, 55% with ultis on standby. Red team had to utility dump them, so there is not much opportunity left for them.
No, blue team right now has 3 ultimates ready to rock and roll. Red team looking nowhere.
Looking nowhere and finding nothing. That's the truth. And we've got the Wolverine slash dash.
Snickety,
5 going down again. Make it 6. Moon Knight is disappearing into the night as they're gonna go down. Call it an ace as they are out. But with 80% left, one last push to get on the site, but I don't think it's gonna be possible.
Oh, blue team has this in the mix. All they need to do is keep it going. Keep this momentum moving forward right now, as Hella is looking downstairs from the blue side and throwing down a hell of a lot of damage.
And they do. 3 going down, as we're going to be seeing the res, though. We're going to have the Wolverine dashing right back in. PP Dangles is dangling their knives right in front of their face as we are in OT, but that will not last for that much longer, as we do have Jabberwocker landing those shots. All of red team is gone. So are their hopes and dreams. Blue team 2-0 victory. Beautiful work by that squad. Not a single stress, sweat, or otherwise on their face. Absolute domination.
Wow, that was a domination vacation for themselves, because they got it done in a very quick victory, by the way. We saw a lot of back and forth battles, but that was not one of them.
No, it was not. 2 straight back-to-back 100% to 0 battles. Red team just could not find the solution. Granted, I hate that close quarters map as well, but you got to find out what's working and how do you break through that insane hold that blue team had throughout both of those matches. What do you change to? What character is going to be good? Because there really wasn't that many change-ups that worked out and was the solution to what they were going up against.
Oh, man. Well, they were up against a wall, and they found themselves with their back against it. Blue team getting that victory, making it look simple at the end of the day. However, it wasn't that easy. This mix and match play has created a very exciting format for us to be part of Marvel Rivals every single Sunday. If you want to be part of it, all you got to do is get involved and come on down. What are you doing right now? Are you watching on twitch.tv/Allied Esports? Make sure that you click on the Discord so that you can put yourself.
We're also live streaming on YouTube, so if you want to check us out on the VOD right after the show, you'll be able to watch back all of the mistakes,
all the great mustache action.
All of the mistakes, all the action that happened here today in this event. It was so far just an absolutely insane event. Truly, like we were talking about, the closest Marvel Rivals event I've seen. I've done it for a few weeks now. I absolutely love the game.
I love it too.
It's so much fun to watch these competitors just duke it out, fight, and just time and time again finding solutions to their problems and breaking through and just going down to the nail-biting situations. It's so fun to watch.
It is absolutely fun to watch. And you know what? you're going to be watching some more fun in just a little bit. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere unless you go to your kitchen and grab yourself a bite to eat or a drink. And if you're in the HyperX arena, go ask Mike for something to eat. He loves it when he asks for drinks and food. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Sunday, Marvel Rivals action. Ooh, baby.
I thought that was the last one.
I thought it was too, but it's 5 minutes. Welcome back, baby! It is Marvel Rivals on this Sunday. Hey, you're my rival right now, bro. This excitement is palpable. It has been absolutely amazing. The HyperX Arena is getting filled to the brim, and we are flowing over with video game action today.
Yes, we are, and we're currently getting ready for the semifinals, and then we go right into the grand finals. So we lied to you a little bit. There's 2 more rounds to go, and like I said, there could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. You know, we're just here to yap and talk to you about the amazing game that is Marvel Rivals. But if you don't know, there's still so many more games to play here at the HyperX Arena. We've got a Fortnite tournament on Friday night. So if you want to be a part of the new season, be a part of that action, there is a $1,000 prize pool for Fortnite. So be there or be square and be a part of that new superhero season. It's a lot of fun, I'll tell you that much. And then on Saturday nights, we have Saturday Night Speedway, which, guess what?
Switch?
$700 prize pool, and we're going to be getting Mario Kart World momentarily, but we're going to go with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then on Sundays, we've got Marvel Rivals.
And then after Marvel Rivals, we've got Versus, baby. Your opportunity to be able to play against some of the best athletes in the entire world and beat them in video games. Something that I wish I would have been around and saw video games be this way, because I would love the opportunity to be able to be like, yo, bro, you know who I just killed the other day? Oh, yeah, you know what, Tom Brady, I shot him in the face in Fortnite. Yeah. Like, I want to be able to say that. Well, here at the HyperX Arena on Sundays, you're going to have your opportunity to beat some of the best in the entire world in video games. Hey, they might be able to beat you on the level playing field, but here, everything's level, baby. It's video games.
It's video games. Everyone starts at the same point. It's up to you to make that point and to get those different solutions to those problems and to get yourself that victory, even against people that are currently in the NFL and otherwise. Because right after this, like we said, we're going to be playing some Madden with Amon Green, future Hall of Famer from the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a lot of fun going forward with the Alumni Media Network and getting those celebrities down here with y'all and playing the games you all know and love, like Marvel Rivals.
And this is such an exciting game. It's so fast-paced, by the way. I love the fact that you're able to keep up with everything, because I can't even.
Almost. We're trying out here with how crazy these players are,
I mean, it's just
what
been
they're
insane.
doing, what they're able to do, and what they're trying to manage, because they're with 6 players, Overwatch with 5, 6 other characters in the game. You're trying to kill and get those eliminations. It is so tough to balance all of it all, but here we go. We're going to be able to get Jeff.
Let's go, Jeffrey. I love the fact that the audience and the competitors listen to us and then troll us. I mean, this is a great way to play the game. We haven't actually seen Jeff be an integral character today, though.
No, I told you they got gutted like a fish. Some people like them with the state that they're in, but they do need a little bit more of a love with the changes that they made. That whole, you got to manage your bar when you go underwater, all of these things, it makes it a lot more difficult to
Well, you didn't have to pay attention to that, because you could climb up the walls with Jeff before, and now you have to breathe. You have to step back and take a deep breath.
Yeah, you could run circles around people, but now that bar is so difficult to manage. So I wonder if we're going to be seeing anything different, like I said, other than a Cloak and Dagger and a Rocket Raccoon. We've seen some Loki action, but we're not going to be seeing that today because we got a Loki banned, Iron Man safe, Storm banned. But on the other side, we're going to be seeing that Iron Fist banned. Winter Soldier
Iron Fist has been banned almost every single map.
Understandably so. Penny Parker also banned, but that Iron Fist, what we saw in that first round, was just disgusting.
Right?
Did so much damage, did so much work, and was flanking, diving, and doing everything you want a DPS to do.
Can you dodge a wrench? Well, you know what? If you're the Human Torch, you can, because they are doing their job, and that's exactly what you need to utilize these bans for. Got to get these strong players off the map so you don't have to worry about them.
Magneto staying safe. You talked about it in the pre-show.
Yep.
It is such a power pick, so helpful with that shield bubble. If you have characters that need to dive the competition, you'll be able to keep them alive a little bit longer. Hela gonna be banned, but Squirrel Girl safe.
Ooh, all right, that's interesting. Squirrel Girl we've seen make a difference in the game today.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I really liked that Hawkeye pick. being able to switch it up and play from that back line and make Hawkeye be the difference in that map, that was a definitive answer to the question, will Hawkeye make a difference? Indeed, they did.
They will be able to do work, but right now, looking like we're going back to the basics here today. We got a few
Iron Man.
Few Iron Man. Spider-Man going to be the last ban from blue team, but you know what? Looking down the line, locking in that Punisher, that Storm and Cloak, that Winter Soldier.
I gotta ask you, we haven't actually seen anybody play Spider-Man, so do you think they're just taking that flank route out and just calling it a day?
Oh yeah, they don't want that one-shot potential where they're going to fly in, hit you upside the nose, and then fly out and not have an opportunity to do something about it, because Spider-Man's movement is still disgusting.
It is.
And talking about disgusting is this map. It is very tough to reclaim this point because you get pushed back into your spawn so fast.
Way back.
There is a huge tunnel that you got to get through, and if you're not able to, it's not going to be a good time.
Well, this is one of those maps like that Overwatch map where you have to make that first turn. And if you can't make that first turn, you're dead in the water. This is that type of map. If you cannot get around the first obstacle in your way, you are not going to play this map very well. And I'd like to see how these characters will conform and figure out to their best ability how to make those changes and make it effective.
100%, as we got the Squirrel Girl already popping off, going to be trying to land those shots onto that back line and get these healers out of the equation. Emma Frost going to be able to land that, get rid of that crystal ball, but the Squirrel Girl lands 2 out of the gate. That's what it's all about. Make it 3 for Sir number 2, and Iron Man gonna be able to just burst right through the spawn and take over the point to start us out on this first match.
Punisher looking like they were going to do some punishing damage, but it was not exactly secure that simple. Team B, aka Dookie, doing their job right now, and they are the closest to having the ultimates be charged up. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, being on this side where you're putting out so much damage and really experiencing how much that charge does, that ult does charge when you're putting out that damage, when you're landing your shots, it is actually a key difference on who's going to be able to hold on to this point. And it's looking like red team, once again, they're going to take out Star-Lord and Psylocke, both of them going down for 5 more seconds, and they're going to be able to get up to that 50% point before there's even going to be a contention for that objective.
And the B team right now, the red team, if you look at the top of your map, they are 49, 50, once again, it keeps going up. They are in control of this map, and they are doing their job right now. Blue team needs to be able to find an answer to this equation, and you know what? If they haven't taken trigonometry, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to.
I don't think so either, because the Emma Frost, there's 2 solutions right there, and unfortunately, they are slamming you into them, as we've got a blue side whole entire Invisible Woman solution here. Going to be seeing both Cloak and Dagger going to be trying to make their way down onto the objective so that all of their teammates can back up and get heals if they need to, but the Squirrel Girl's coming out. Nobody Mind Control also popped. These ultis are coming out one after another, and we're going to be seeing that Emma Frost grab 2 onto the blue team, and going forward, it's going to be 3 for the Emma Frost, carrying once again in this match, make it up to 92% and put it in the books. The first round is going to Team Red.
Yeah, Dookie getting it done right there. I mean, it's not over yet, but I'm going to start warming up my pipes. And there she blows.
First round going over to Team Red, and going to the next point, Stellar Spaceport. A little bit easier of a map to manage, but Warrior Falls, it's just tough. There's not many flanking opportunities. You can go up to the top ropes, try to get around, but for the most part, once you get stuck in your base, you start to run out of solutions on how do you get out of the base.
Yeah, well, you know what? You have to get out of your base to start the battle. I mean, that's point A to point B. You got to get moving to be able to make it happen. And here's the thing. If you can stick somebody in their spawn and just keep them there, it's super frustrating. And it gets into their heads.
Oh, 100%. You're already seeing the scoreboard right now.
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I'm seeing it.
No way.
That didn't just happen. Was that all zeros?
4, 3,
all zeros?
2,
all of them were zeros?
Oh,
Was that what that just happened? Did we?
area.
No.
Blue team did not grab 1 kill on that last round. Granted, turn the page, new round, new map. Let's see what they're going to be able to do in this one.
Like Amon Green would say, turn the page, turn it up to 11, let's get it done. And here we are in the action. This is the semifinals. We've got the grands coming up in just a bit. Will the red team be able to secure that victory and move on? We'll find out soon.
As we see the first elimination already coming out, Eye of Agamotto is going to come down and wreak havoc. We're going to be seeing a 2-for-2 trade here, but that healer is looking extremely low. Red team actually crumbling, so blue team currently holds the point and will most definitely almost get to that first objective. Solid, secure. No! No, they're not. The turnaround from red team, somehow, some way, they were able to grab that point. You saw how close it was for blue team. It was literally going right there, and then red team out of nowhere was able to confirm and start us off into that 10% point.
And red team did exactly what I said the team should do. Concentrate on getting the team kills and then take the objectives.
That's the way to do it. Take the objective after you know that you have the safety of getting into that center point without getting Hellfire rained on you.
40 to 45 seconds before the team is going to be able to regroup. So you might as well utilize that time to get those points and get it going. And they're taking the point right now. Team A, blue team, trying to hold on.
Let's see what the Squirrel Girl can do, tossing out the squirrels, trying to find any sort of damage out there. Remember, they didn't grab 1 kill last game, so if they get caught into this chokehold, and you're seeing it again, stuck in this hallway, not taking an opportunity to go around, go to this back lane, try to pick off some of these competitors, but right now you're seeing the upgraded Star-Lord ulti doing work, gonna be able to find 1, and almost find 2, but unfortunately, they're gonna get shredded. Cloak and Dagger diving into the objective, and they're going to be switching over to Cloak and try and put out that damage. But going over to Punisher, you know what? They're holding the sky safe, and they're trying to put out that damage onto that Rocket Raccoon. Red team holding on for dear life up to 70%.
I want to see Punisher put a turret up right where he was standing. Right there in front of him. Look down upon that objective and take that objective and hold it. And I think the turret for Punisher is the best and most effective way to get that job done.
And they got the job done. Blue team finally holds control of the objective for the first time in this round. What a beautiful showcase of how you're going to be able to control these different angles, control the high ground, and go in from there. We got the Squirrel Girl, though. Remember, that's going to be doing some damage. If you're not expecting that nut to do damage, it's going to do it. But we've got Psylocke on the side here. They got to get some heals. If not, they're going to find themselves on the receiving end of back into the spawn. But we've got the Iron Man grabbing 2 kills. Make it almost 3, as it's going to be an even 2-for-2 trade from both teams.
Yeah, Iron Man getting it done right there. I mean, I am Iron Man, and you're all about being a philanthropist, but you are handing out kills right now.
They've got the ulti on standby. Are they going to go for it while they're in that corridor? Currently seeing the other Iron Man right around that corner on this statue. We'll see what they can do. Go! That's what they're about to do. Psylocke diving in with their ulti, blasting off again. The Iron Man is going to go down swinging, as they're going to be able to grab 3. Red team is now going to control the point once again.
And it is so close now. Red team with 81%, 82. It keeps climbing. They are in control. Will the blue team have an answer? Will they be able to come back? I don't know if it's in the cards right now.
But going up to that 90%, we got the Doctor Strange border waiting for their team to respawn. If they are able to, they can get a huge flank going on to the objective immediately. But the Hulk has to pop that bubble. They have their ulti on standby, trying to hit the Iron Man in the sky. They're not going to be able to find it just yet, as they finally do pop that ulti. 1,500 health bar is a lot to go through. Red team going down. We're going to be seeing now Rocket Raccoon also looking extremely low. Iron Man getting caught inside that opening. But blue team, one after another, the Rocket Raccoon, Emma Frost, and Iron Man will be able to confirm their 2-0 victory.
And here it goes. We're just waiting for that little clock to tick right by where we got another overtime. Is that a double OT?
There we go. It's slowly but surely put it in the books. Team Dookie will be able to grab a 2-0 victory.
Ooh, that was easy for the red team. I mean, the second match was a little bit closer. Blue team was able to get over 50% of their job done, but not enough to make the needle move.
no, the Iron Man diff there was the whole thing. As we currently see, at least they were able to put up some kills on the leaderboard at this point.
That was tragic. That the first map with 0 kills?
0 kills.
0 kills as a team, not just one player. We're talking about the entire team not getting it done.
It's brutal, and sometimes that happens, but they were able to bounce right back, get into the fight, get into the fray, get that objective, go back and forth, but unfortunately, they were just not able to control the awareness, the positioning, what all of these competitors are using right now. And it just shows which teams are moving forward are the ones that are able to land their shots, get those picks, especially once their Iron Man went down. It was just easy rolling from there for Red Team.
It was just like Fred Durst or Stopwalk, just rolling, trying to get it done. But here we are. This is the grand finals. This is where it comes down. If you haven't shown up yet, this is your last chance, kids.
This is your last chance to show up and show down and make something happen for your team, for the people you just met here today, and for the people you will be seeing next week, because we have another Marvel Rivals tournament right after this week, going into next Sunday. It's going to be a very fun one as well. So get involved, be a part of this action, and really show up to showdown, because this has been an amazing event so far going into this grand finals.
And everybody, I just want to reiterate one more time, we have a great giveaway going on until June 15th. It's all about our great chairs here. Eureka, baby. Yeah, great idea. Eureka. Yes. And do you want one? Of course you do. How do you get one? It's very simple. All you have to do is use the QR code that I'm sure production will put up on the screen in just a little bit, and you can utilize that to grab yourself a couple entries, because we're giving away not 1, but 2 great chairs. And a great way for you to get involved even more, send us a picture of your loadout.
There you go. Send us a picture. Well, actually, don't send us a picture. Post it on social media and tag.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Eureka Ergonomics, hashtag EE giveaway. You'll get 5 bonus entries into that giveaway. They're very comfortable chairs. You're already sitting them in right now. So if you haven't already, look back onto this live stream. You'll be able to find that QR code, and potentially it'll pop up one of these times.
And I said loadout, but what I meant was setup. But it's the same thing. Same thing, right?
Same thing.
I mean, I'm just using verbiage over here. Don't worry about it. Now, has there been one player that has really stood out to you that you can't wait to watch next week?
For next week, that is such a good question. I mean, what we've been really seeing right now is a very diverse 2 teams. Yeah, and that's what I've really enjoyed. And that's what I've really loved to see coming back, because I missed last week. All of these teams have really felt different. They're using their own loadouts. They're using their own characters. They aren't just playing the same 2 teams against each other back to back to back. It has really felt fresh, fun, exciting, and these teams have really duked it out. No matter if you're on the losing side, you still fought, you still did work. And I feel like every single player here has really, from the first week we ran this tournament, gotten so much better at this game. And it's really, really fun to see, like truly, because missing that week and coming back, you know, me watching these previous weeks, there were some decimations, some slaughters, but now everyone's just on such equal playing field that I'm really excited to hopefully see everyone come back and have another shot at this.
All right, so I got another good question for you, my friend. Now, from week 1 to where we are now, what's been the one character who's gotten buffed the most?
Penny Parker.
And every single time we see them get banned.
Yep, we have barely seen any Penny Parker in this game so far.
Only once or twice. Only once or twice. And you know what? Those landmines are huge,
They are very annoying to deal with. You're just laying right on top of them. Dang, boom, and you're dead. And it's really a brutal thing to deal with, so I'd rather ban it outright. But Penny Parker did go through a little bit of a slump last season. They did get nerfed, and then they brought him back and then said, hey, add another landmine on top of that and be able to spawn some more spider webs. But I really do think that Penny Parker has been that character that, even from the start of the game, was really strong. fell into a
Very
slump,
strong, yes.
but then they just said, here's a buff hammer. Let's make you even better, and then go from there. I feel like Magic also has been a character that's been consistently strong. They really haven't gotten many changes to their kit, but they can just dive and do damage extremely well. But yeah, from when when the game first came out, it has been really interesting to see what the developers have been doing, what they've been nerfing, what they haven't been nerfing, and trying to figure out where our placement is in this meta.
All right, so what's the most underutilized character?
It's hard to say because I feel like you see all these characters a lot of the time, but who I would say the better question would be, who do you want to see buffed?
Okay.
And that would be, what's his face? Hold on. What is his name? What is his name? Guardians of the Galaxy 3. My God, why am I not thinking about it? Hold on one second.
Well, there's only like a few characters.
Adam Warlock. I don't know why. I was a golden face, and I'm like, it's so unforgettable that I couldn't even remember their name again. And it happened a few weeks ago, and I'm so annoyed about that. But I feel like their kit is really fun. I love the res. I love how they play. I love their weapon. It feels all good, but it's just comparatively to other healers, he doesn't have the same sustain. He doesn't have the same healing. Doesn't do as much damage. The res is nice, but it's also very difficult to pull off. If you're not able to plan it out perfectly, you're going to find yourself rezzing one teammate and then getting hit upside the head by the other 10 that you're waiting to get respawned in the spawn room. So I feel like Adam Warlock is that character that has so much potential, as well as Black Widow, where I feel like,
oh yeah,
Black Widow has not been a character in this game since it's come out.
Yeah, give me some Skojo all day long. I mean, I'm just saying. And here we are. But really, Black Widow doesn't have any cool stuff. Like, not in the game, but I mean, like, in reality, in the Marvel universe.
Sniper rifle, you know, in the game. But yeah,
she looks good, and she died for all of us, so we got that going for us. But at the end of the day, she's just a bad chick who gets it done. And does that necessarily utilize or bring to the table something that's fun in a video game? You know, like,
you can. I mean, like we've seen it. All the other times, especially in Overwatch, you've got a Widow in there that's going to be really good. But unfortunately, like I'm even looking at the win rates right now for Black Widow. It's at a 41% with a 3% pick rate. So I do believe that is the lowest pick rate. No, Human Torch right now, lowest pick rate in the game.
Well, we're going to see that change this week. I guarantee next week we come back, Human Torch will be.
I know their win rate isn't bad, but yeah, Black Widow right there, 41%, lower than, let's just say, 3% lower than Moon Knight, who's at a 44%.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I was saying that he didn't feel nearly as strong, even with the changes that they gave. Yeah, he definitely isn't nearly as strong. Luna Snow also one of those characters that we haven't seen a lot of, as they don't have that sustained healing and damage like Cloak and Dagger does. Why pick Luna Snow when you could just pick a better character? Invisible Woman also very low on the win rates right now. That needs a little bit of love to get themselves back up into the standings. But I do think Invisible Woman's pretty good.
Yeah,
very satisfying.
We've seen her do a lot of good stuff today.
Especially with her ulti. It's very, very strong. You're not going to die inside the ulti. And it's a great way to take space and to push your whole objective forward that much easier, or to get yourself onto the objective. But unfortunately, Invisible Woman, it's not doing the thing.
Oh, because you can't see them?
That's true.
It's the same. John Cena should be the first IP that they buy for this game. I want to see John Cena just run around with a little bald spot on the back of his head. In the new
That's DC, buddy. That's DC. He's a DC character.
DC. By the way, that show is coming back. Peacemaker is coming back. Another DC show that I've watched. Are you down with Doom Patrol at all?
Doom Patrol. No, I've never watched that actually.
Really?
I'm not a huge DC watcher. That's my problem. Even when I was younger, I never really watched any of the DC shows.
Okay.
And even though apparently they were like some of the best of the best of the best cartoons that you could watch.
Well, the
like,
Batman cartoons were off the charts.
Yeah, I heard that like the Justice League. Cartoons were amazing, but right now what we're seeing is a resurgence from Marvel being able to bring back so much more as well.
Bringing back X-Men.
X-Men at 97. It's been really, really fun to watch that show and just being on top of their A game on these spin-off shows. But DC still just fumbling, crumbling, trying to figure out what they're trying to do next.
Now, how big of a fan were you of the new Deadpool movie?
I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. It was very, very fun. It was very self-aware, which I appreciated.
Yep.
The only thing I didn't like about the movie was the ending. I thought the villain was kind of weak.
You know what? It was very gory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that car scene is almost it's hard to watch sometimes because they're just killing each other in a car, bro.
It's great. It was one of my favorite scenes as well. And Hugh Jackman's performance.
He
amazing. Actually gave it all when he really didn't need to. He could have just cashed in a paycheck and called it a day. But he said, you know what? I'm going to make Wolverine. That's my baby. That's my character. And I'm going to make something out of it. So I'm glad that it, like, the first 2/3 of the movie I really enjoyed. But then the final ending, it was whatever.
I got to be honest with you. Thor, Love and Thunder over there.
Don't say it.
Just the fact that they had Princess Amidala get cancer. I don't need that in the middle of the movie.
I don't need that movie at all. Thank you very much. I don't need no screaming goats that you think is funny. And I really enjoyed Thor Ragnarok, though, so that's what's
Thor
crazy.
Ragnarok was amazing, but different director.
No, same director. That was the same director.
That was, again?
Yeah,
really?
It was the same director, but for some reason they just said for Thor Love and Thunder, we throwing it out the window.
Why did it get so serious? Why so serious? I don't need it to be.
And why not so funny?
Although the beginning of that, when he's spinning around, Thor's just spinning around. He's like, hold on, wait till I come back. That was one of the funnier opening scenes of any comic book movie I've ever seen.
But what's even funnier is to see Storm getting banned again as we get into the final round. This should be grand finals for this week's Marvel Rivals event. These competitors have been here since 1 o'clock, duking it out on these computers, and they have really shown up. It's been one of the most entertaining events we've had so far, and I'm excited to see who's gonna win this one. It should be insane with the names that I'm seeing right now and how the teams are ending up.
Oh, all right, let's take a look at this. Where is our good friend Ghost? Ghost Zero is on the blue team. Now, Ghost Zero was one of the best players last week, and they've shown up and been doing their thing this week. 50 down there doing their thing as well. I do want to see Jeffy get involved, though. I got to be honest.
I don't think we're going to see a Jeffy.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Penny Parker staying safe, though. No ban on the Penny.
No ban on Penny? Oh, get Penny into the mix.
Hulk is also going to stay safe. Ultron, the next one up, banned.
Iron Man was banned as well.
Where's that Spider-Man?
No, Iron Man.
I know.
I am Spider. Oh, different song. Sorry. We do see the two Jeffies on the red side of the board, but that's because they haven't picked their final characters yet.
And we're going to be seeing Psylocke staying safe for the next pick. Iron Fist banned, does not want to deal with that again, but going into the next safe pick, I really wonder what they're going to aim for, especially for someone like Kizan.
Human Torch?
And Ghost Zero. We have not seen Human Torch once today, so I don't think that that's even a priority. Keep safe in this ban phase.
Oh, here we go.
That's going to be Rocket Raccoon staying safe, one of the most picked healers in the game right now. Very interesting.
One of the
going
top characters in the game, in my humble opinion.
Oh, yeah. The healing's outrageous. The ult's outrageous. The res is outrageous. What they need is a huge slap on the Nerf wrist.
All right, and we have the blue team with Los Puppies, and we've
Doctor Strange being the final ban.
Red team is now Teletubbies.
I like that. We finally got team names on the board.
Way to get involved, everybody.
I love that. And then I do believe that's going to be an Emma Frost final ban. Unless I'm blind.
Well, Emma Frost.
No, Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger finally getting banned.
It's about time.
About time. Such a #1 pick in terms of the support. Like we talked about, the healing, the damage, the blind. All of those things are so annoying to deal with. So that's very interesting. And you're getting your wish, Logan. Jeffy is on the board.
Thank you so very much for picking Jeffy. Let's see if Jeffy can make an opportunity to make something happen as we get into our final match. It is the Grand Finals here at the HyperX Arena. This is Marvel Rivals on Sundays, baby. And you know what? We're going to be doing it each and every single Sunday. So come back for all the action next week and the week after that.
That is the way to do it. And we've got a match on the
Magic finally.
On the other side as well.
One of the best characters right now with a huge buff this week.
Yeah, huge win rate. So we'll see if it goes 0. They know how to use them. We've seen them week after week after week with that character. But with the double Diverino, with the double backline Slicerinos, we'll see if that's going to work out for that Psylocke and Magic and Wolverine, the 3 DPS combination. But with the other side, you got 2 DPS, 2 healers, and 2 tanks. So it's going to be quite an interesting talking about when you have this single objective, but one team has some more DPS on their side.
And here we are, we're getting into our battle. It's already started. This is the grand finals. Here, make some noise, HyperX Arena. We are clashing it up. It's Marvel Rivals on Sunday, baby.
Let's do it. We've got the whole getting trapped up by that Penny Parker web. We got the Psylocke diving into the back line, trying to get some more heals, and they're going to be able to get topped off right here, right now. And then we got the Penny Parker getting sliced and diced by that Wolverine. Their health bar going all the way down to 180, but those heals are just there on standby, waiting in the back line to make sure that they're going to be able to keep their team healthy and fine. Blue team, though, is going to be able to confirm the objective and start us off onto this first round.
And by the way, I want to point out Magic using those off angles very effectively. They have now moved out of the way, but blue team is in control, but for how long?
Invisible Woman going to be able to pop their ulti and take down one after another after another. That is going to be a blue team going down, and so does Invisible Woman. You've got 2 eyes, and you can see that they are not so invisible. Magic, though, trying to dive into the back line, keep themselves alive. Go 0. Going to be able to teleport out and still hold the objective as we go over to that Psylocke. Going over, we're going to be able to see them dash, 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 triple on the red team. They're going to reconfirm that point and get themselves up to 32%.
Yeah, we're playing domination right now, so actually the blue team probably needed to group up and stand in the middle of that map so that they could push that needle a little bit further quicker. But here we are, red team needs to do their due diligence as the blue team is almost up to 50% done.
And we're moving right over to Sir number 2. Got that Psylocke on standby. Lunasto ulti's going to get popped by Slam Taro. They're going to be able to keep their blue team healthy as they're going to be able to find 1, 2, 1 res, but only 1 down so far for the red team. Blue team over that 60% point, and that Lunasto is going to be able to get popped onto the side of blue, and that's going to be 2 more ultis waiting on standby. So Dope is going to have to retreat and regroup for red team as Sir number 2 is going to go down. Quacky punching, swinging, and doing what the Hulk does best, and smashing the red team's hopes and dreams.
Yeah, just taking it away from them right in front of their eyes. The blue team is in control with 80% done for this first grand finals matchup.
And we got the Hulk going in and trying to just keep themselves always moving and schmoving. We got those ultis on standby, 90%. Red team only has 1 more push to go, but it might not even be going their way. That's going to be the Psylocke difference between Kizan and Sir number 2. Penny Parker's going to be able to pop their ulti and lay down some landmines, and that's red team trying to make their way into the objective today, but unfortunately it looks like it's not gonna be enough. Blue team is currently holding down the fort extremely well.
Blue team had the definitive answer. They got it done. We're in overtime right now, but for not very long. We've got 99% done, and that's 100. Call it a day. That goes to the blue team. Control. They've got it. Domination. Done. We're going to the Grove.
There we go. The Grove being that open map that we've already seen before. We know that there's a lot of ways where you can flank, get around, and hide yourself onto these side lanes. But blue team, very strong defense to start us out into this match. And remember, this is a best of 3. So we're going to be seeing, even if blue team 2-0s, we're going to be seeing a run back.
All right. Well, that's exciting. That's how we get it done. And look at
who
we
is
see
finally on the board.
Yeah, I know. Let's see if that actually makes a difference, though.
You know what? I sure hope so, because what we're seeing right now, and if these ultis changing over and rolling over into the next round, blue team still having a huge advantage in that department, even with everyone else. Red team had to dump all of their ultis right at the end of that match, so there's a lot of catching up to do in both ways for red team as we're going to get started into the second match.
Yeah, now, one of the things that I like to do is bring the entire team and push them back from the start. Let's see if the red team changes up their strategy and picks a little bit of a defensive mechanism here, because they need something. Blue team ran away with it last time. Red team has a lot of work to do.
Yes, they do, and here's the thing. They're going to try and slap the competition down. Ghost Zero is going to go into the back line. Got the ulti here and going to be able to take out Rocket Raccoon along with Invisible Woman. The Hulk is just swinging, smashing, and doing what they do best, causing chaos and destruction for Red Team. Ray is going to have to back off into their spawn, but they said, no, 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 got to be quicker than that. As 3 goes down, actually 5 total for Red Team. Right out of the gate, Blue controls the point.
Yeah, they've controlled the point right now. They're up to 13%, and they're keeping moving. They're shucking and jiving and doing exactly what they need to do. The Red Team does not have an answer for what the Blue Team is cooking up.
Oh, Human Torch, though, going to be able to finally take down the Hulk. But now we're going to be seeing Ray get that elimination onto the Wolverine as Blue Team finally loses one of their teammates. We got a lot of ultis, though, that they can use. And this is going to be Slam Taro popping up that ulti as Loki and taking over that Luna Snow ulti. But Human Torch throwing down the damage, trying to poke as best as they can, still stuck into their first part of their spawn. Blue Team working their way up to 45%. The thing, punching magic. We got the Scarlet Witch ulti, and it's going to not land onto anyone. Ray gets that kill onto Zero.
That was super disappointing for me. They had the opportunity to use that ultimate to the best of their ability, and they just wasted it.
They did, but right now Blue Team still holding on for dear life, and that's going to be the Wolverine difference. They're going to be able to grab 2, and that's going to crumble Red Team's hopes. But we got a lot more opportunities coming up as Penny got stunned there, and Magic trying to make their way into their base and push them back the best they can. Uppercuts them, slashes, dashes, and elbows them as Keyzon's going to be able to take down Penny Parker. Human Torch still trying to find something, and they do. They find Magic, they find Keyzon, and they find the Wolverine. The DPSs are out of the match, and they're going to finally get some percentages on the board.
Yeah, it's about time, because the Blue Team is 90% done. Red Team now just eking away. They've got 5%, 6%, 7%. Will it be enough? I don't think there's enough time.
I don't know if they're going to be able to confirm it and hold on to it. And as you're saying, if they lose it, there is not going to be enough time to get it back and trying to get themselves going. As we already see the Blue Team going to be losing 1, but they also do a nice little trade here. Going to get the res from Rocket Raccoon, though. Hulk going in, smashing, trying to figure out where they are under the rubble, and Penny Parker is down for the count for Red Team. Might as well make it 2 as well, as Sir number 2 goes down, but the Magic is also out for the count. Loki going down, but Keyzon and Wolverine are gonna be able to confirm the point again and get themselves back up and potentially take a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, right here, I don't think the Red Team has enough muster to cut it right now, because the Blue Team is in full control. We're at 100%, and that's how you get it done. Blue Team in control.
And they're gonna take the first point of this grand finals match. That's what it's all about. Control and being able to hold on to that defense, and the Keyzon method, the Zero method, just being able to dive in that back line and trust your teammates to be able to finish off these picks, do half the health of these tanks, and then the other dive from Psylocke going into it, and really just goes to show it doesn't matter if you got 10 takes on your team. If you got good DPSs on your side, you're taking the point.
Oh man. Whew. It's getting exciting around here, bro.
Oh, it's going to be even more exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing if Blue Team's going to be able to bring it back once again and see what they can do and grab what they are. Red Team can see if what they can do and bring it back and maybe make it a 1-1 in this tournament.
Well, it has been close back and forth. However, as we're getting to the end of it, I wonder if it's going to go a little bit lopsided here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, both of these matches that we've seen so far in semis and grands has been a little bit brutal to watch, a little bit of a curb stomp, but there's still time, there's still hope, and there's still going to be more rounds to be played, because we still got 1 more round, potentially 2 more to go to see which team's going to be able to take it. But like I said, maybe it's just not, maybe domination is not their game mode.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't work out for them. So team number Red, Teletubs, they may just look a little bit rough on that sort of game mode. So maybe they're more of a payload type team.
what's your favorite game mode? There's only a couple right now. I mean, 3 technically, but one of them is a combined hybrid of the 2. So
it is.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of the same game, right?
A little bit. Especially, you got to get on the objective and hold the objective. That's the name of the game for all 3 game modes. But I do enjoy Payload the most. It's like the most, it's the shtick. It's the most same, from Overwatch era, and it's fun. And especially with what Marvel does and the maps, and they make the payloads like different with each map, and it's a lot of fun. I think it's just an entertaining time. Will they be able to pick up potentially and Overwatch's game mode where you go back and forth with the payload? I think that would be kind of fun.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, by the way. I think they should actually do that. And I don't think it's going to be a steal because Overwatch, you might be done. Just saying.
I mean, they brought it back. They copied Marvel Rivals, brought a third-person mode in. You can actually see your skins on Overwatch and stuff like that. But Marvel Rivals is just different, like you're seeing. And then the unlimited roster of characters, they don't even have to think about character design. Nope. All they got to do is put it in the game and say, you know what, we'll use this costume, this comic. Let's go into the next character. And the characters write themselves at the end of the day. I mean, Emma Frost had a really unique kit and stuff like that. And I've liked that they're starting to build their own identity. Mm-hmm. But then there's some characters in the game like the Thing that is very straightforward and simple. You charge in, you hold your fist, and you punch. So far though, Logan, how are you enjoying the game? Which character are you gravitating to the most in this game so far?
Rocket and I speak to each other. Maybe it's the short thing, I don't really know, but at first I picked Punisher, right? Because I really like the turret. I think turrets are very important in games to be able to utilize. Hey, you know why you hate me in Fortnite? Because I throw a turret down on you from the hilltop, and then it just kills you. And I look down on you and go, hey, how you doing down there, little guy? Oh, you're dead. Yeah, turrets are super annoying for game players, and I love the fact that the Punisher has a very punishing item in that turret. However, after that, I went to Rocket. You know why? Because Rocket can do damage, but still heal. And most of the healers in this game are dual aspects, just like that. They have some incredible damage to be dealt. So it's not just enough to sit back and heal everybody like in Overwatch. Yeah. Your only job is to really heal people when you're a healer in Overwatch. But here, you've got 2 aspects of that game. So when you're playing the strategic side, you can do some real serious damage. And it's important that you take that job seriously.
I do agree with you. I think the healing in this game is some of the most fun in any game I've played so far. I never really enjoy being the healer, especially in games like Overwatch, to beat a dead horse. You really enjoy yourself when you're on these healers. There's a lot for you to juggle, to manage, as well as be able to do damage on those certain characters. It never feels like I'm not doing something. Like in Overwatch, I always feel like, well, I get to heal one person, I get to do this, I get to do that. But when you're playing healers in this game, there's just so much more to juggle and balance and do. But we are into round number 2. Going into the ban phase, we've got another Penny Parker safety, Wolverine being banned. We saw how much damage they did to these tanks. Yeah, it just shreds. So that's actually very smart to do, as well as the Hulk, Iron Man, and Storm going to stay safe in this one.
Well, Storm we've seen throw out a lot of damage, so I'm glad that they have effectively taken them away from the map. But we do see Blue Team doing a little bit of Jeffy love over there. Everybody loves Jeffy, but no one really plays him.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
Look how adorable they are. Do I want them on my team?
No,
Hell
you want a plushie. You want a plushie, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's what I said. I don't want him on my team, but
I
want to look at him and be like, hey, that's cute. What an adorable dog.
I mean, if that isn't the top-selling plushie by Christmas time, you're just not working hard enough on the marketing side.
Hey, I'm just saying, Claire Expedition, Esky, guys. I need an SK plush. Get on it. What are y'all doing?
Make it happen.
But off topic, we're going to be seeing Psylocke stay safe for Blue Team. Once again, talking about Keyzon, that's their main, that's their bread and butter. And you're going to be getting served up some garlic bread real soon, because when they're on that character, it's cooked fresh. Ultron being the next ban, and Iron Fist staying safe. So that's going to be a fun combo wombo combination, and Rocket Raccoon will be out for the count.
and that's huge, by the way.
No reses in this game because I know for sure that no one's picking Adam Warlock.
Well, you know what's really important in this game is you need to have not just one main. You need to have 3 or 4 characters that you play.
On
because
standby.
you can get canceled out quickly. And I'm not talking about getting Diddy canceled. I'm just talking about being canceled.
Yeah, you can get countered extremely fast, and that's what I'm talking about with being able to adapt, knowing exactly what the other team is doing, what they're picking, and understand, okay, this isn't working out, let me try something new and go from there. But we are in it. What could possibly be the final round of the day, serving it up Gary's way as we get into the final, possibly, match. I'm excited to see what these competitors are going to be able to do, and slam on to Jeffy, maybe.
Can we change it to Jeffy's way when we do Marvel Rivals?
True.
Let's go Jeffy's way.
Serving it up Jeffy's way.
Let's go.
As we get ready, 14 seconds until the gate opens. Let's look at these team comps, Logan. We've got 2 DPSs, make it 3 on the side of red team. So it's 3 DPSs, 2 healers, 1 tank. And then on the other team, we are currently seeing 2 DPS, 2 healers, 2 tanks.
Okay.
So a little bit of a change up. And like I said, something I love, both teams looking somewhat different in what they're bringing to the table in this match.
And I don't think actually, you know, traditionally you think you pick 2, 2, and 2, right?
Yes.
But I don't think that plays out in Marvel Rivals.
And we actually see a change up. It's going to be 3 healers, 2 DPS, and 1 tank.
Right.
That was what I think I said it wrong, and that's not even going to work out. Where are the 3 healers going? Blue team jumps on in, grabs 3 eliminations, and going to be able to control the point right out of the gate.
Getting it done. We've got Jeff on both sides, but the shark attack ain't working out the way they'd like it to, and Jeff is done in the water.
That's going to be a fish fillet served up for $6.66 in their pocket, as we're going to be currently seeing blue team control the point up to that 20% mark. Will red team be able to find any sort of kill here to get themselves on the board is the question. Both teams still looking extremely healthy, but look at those ulti bars. Blue team stacking them up a little bit faster, so they might have a chance to keep this point on lock.
Yeah, it looks like red team is doing the damage, but they're not, because blue team has control of the objective. So blue team is moving that needle all the way up to 40%.
The flake is going to come out, and that's going to be 2, 3, 4 going down. Make it 5, make it an ace, and that is red team gone, as blue team will work up and potentially keep this up to that 70% point before they're even back on the floor.
Red team is looking like Chris Rock right now because Will Smith just slapped the taste out your mouth.
That is ridiculous, and oh no. Here we go. The Storm ulti is coming down.
Oh boy, that's 1,
2. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh, is that gonna be an ace?
Not yet. 5 eliminations out of the gate. Storm waiting behind a pillar with their ulti and said, you think you're getting on this site? Good one. The most hilarious joke I've heard all day next to Logan's hairline as we get into the final stretch of this first round.
Yeah, my hairline is not quite as funny as the gameplay was just then, but it's hysterical because the blue team is in control up to 92% right now. Red team has no answers to the equation.
They are going to be going down one after another, but the Luna Snow ulti is coming out, but so does the Snow Bunny mind control, and they're put it in the bank. They're going to be able to grab the first match, 100% to 0. Frozen airfield, but the only thing next coming up and what's feeling frozen is the opportunity by red team to do any sort of pressure and putting themselves on the board. They're completely frozen and dead in the water.
Yeah, Dr. Freeze just came out of the DC universe and said, wait a minute, you got this. Now, red team, if you're red team right now, are you? See, they're not talking right now. If I was red team and I was on their team, I would gather everybody up. I would get them all together and I'd say, all right, we need to make a definitive difference in this next match, because if not, we're going home.
We're going home, and you're going home with what, Logan?
Nothing.
Your tears, your sadness, and your depression after getting so far, getting into grand finals, and making so many amazing plays, especially for Sir number 2. They were so good. They were doing such great work, but unfortunately, it's just been crumbling after every single round. We're going to have a pause as we momentarily get that other competitor back into the game, and Marvel Rivals wouldn't be Marvel Rivals without a few crashes and poor optimization, would it?
Well, it's not exactly Bandicoot time, but here we are doing our thing. We got a little pause button going on, and if you're one of those kids, yeah, you understand, we're pausing. And Jeff is still on the map. They have not changed. However, the red team has definitely taken Jeff off the map as we get a second pause.
Second pause, waiting for that competitor to get back into the lobby, pick their character, and get them into the game. Here we go. And I love that we're able to actually pause now because we're in that tournament setting and get everyone on the same playing field. But we got it running back once again. What we're going to be seeing here again, 3 DPSs for red team trying to put out more damage than they could last time. Remember, they started with the 3 healers, but we'll see what happens. We got Kizan going invisible, going for that flank. But right now, that Storm is going to feel the storm as red team putting out that damage. They're going to be able to find 1-2, but Kizan's there to grab 1 themselves. Storm is grabbing 3-4 kills. Beautiful work to start themselves off on the right foot, and red team finally grabs the objective and puts themselves on the board.
Red team able to move that needle and get it done. Blue team needs to find what they had in the last round and make it happen once again. Ghost Zero flying in the sky so high, getting it done because they're our American hero. Red team has control. They're moving that needle is now up to 18%, 19. Let's call it 20 in the books. Blue team doesn't have an answer right now.
No, not right now, but that's why you got to wait, put out the damage, try to get some kills so that you can stack up that ulti and reclaim the point. But right now we do have Kizan Ghost Zero, the combo wombo combination along with the Slam Taro. Jeffy the Shark finds 1, but Kizan finds 3. Clean ace on the side of red. They are down and out. Blue team takes over the objective.
And blue team has that objective held. The red team was able to get almost up to 40%, but blue team now has the objective, and they are moving the needle up to 11% right now. Will blue team be able to continue this domination? Well, the red team says no.
We're going to be seeing that. Oh, chomp-a-chomp. Venom going in with that ultimate, and that's exactly what they were looking for. We're going to be seeing 4, 5 again, all the way back into red team spawn. They're not even waiting a moment for them to get back into the game. Blue team dominating, decimating, chomping. No matter what you can say about the way that they're doing it, they are slamming it home.
Yeah, Jeffy the Shark may be a great white right now because they are chomping at the bit.
They're chomping at the bit to shoot Luna Snow off the map, and there they go. Slam Taro pops out some bubbles, but Ray's there to say, you can't do that to my teammate, as we're going to be seeing a 2-for-2 trade from both teams. But Storm from Ghost Zero going to not find 1, but Kizan's going to take down their Storm, going over to Emma Frost, and going to grab 1 onto that Iron Fist. Hasn't seen them at all. In the visibility, dashing back, got to take a little bit less space. They're looking low. Got to allow the healers to do their job and get everyone's health bars right back up.
Yeah, the blue team is moving that needle right now up to 70%. Red team has not been able to make that needle stop moving, and it is getting close, baby. We are getting down to the ground and pound, and the blue team is definitely holding it down.
But not for long, as we're currently seeing all of these kills come out from Red Squad, taking down 4. Red team takes it back, going to be able to get up to at least that 60% mark before blue team's going to have an answer to what to do next. Red team doing a great job holding down the fort. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going. They're finally finding their groove and getting into a really good spot, but can they hold it is the question. As we got that Penny Parker trying to lay down that damage, put down those landmines and get that ulti ready, as we're going to be seeing one last hold for red team. Up to that 60%. Jeffy the Shark, Slam Taro going to be able to chomp out down and grab 1, but they're going to get killed. So Dope is not going to be there. Slam Taro going to be out and the count as well. No ulti, but we got Venom trying to dive into that backline and sees our... Oh, Iron Fist off to the side, grabs that kill. Kizan got the ulti. They take the objective, and they are looking like they're going to grab the 2-0 victory.
Blue team in complete control right now. Can the red team stop them? I don't think there's enough time in the day, but look at Dr. Strange.
Look at this, they got the portal, but Emma Frost grabs Dr. Strange, and they're putting out that damage. Goes Zero, and all the ultis is going to be the difference here today. Everyone's popping them all at the same time. You're trying to understand what's going on. It's red team crumbling. That's what's going on. Snow Bunny mind control into the storm of chaos. You're seeing red team lose it all there, and blue team, Los Poppies, grabs it all.
Oh, and that's a huge victory for the blue team. The red team has crashed and burned.
That is an absolute great ending for this event, though. You're currently seeing the scoreboard. Not a single player on the red team was in double-digit eliminations. That is brutal.
There was a couple players that only had one kill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as the blue team with 0 kills at one time. But remember, it's this mix and match play that keeps everything interesting and exciting and keeps it moving. And just the fact that you have to relearn a team, I think it's absolutely amazing.
It is. It's very difficult to do. It's very tough, but it's something that makes it even, an even playing field. But it's kind of crazy to see grand finals is where these teams came together and said, we're going to make ourselves known. We're going to show ourselves. And Keyzon, Zero, all of these competitors, Slam Taro, all bringing their A game and absolutely decimated the competition.
Oh, man. Whew. Wow. Yeah.
What an event
just take a deep breath.
been.
Take a deep breath and let it all sink in. Because this Marvel Rivals just keeps getting better and better. And I can't wait to see what they bring to the table next week. I mean, these competitors have been coming back. Ghost, we've seen, I think, each and every single week that we've been here doing it, how great they will become. Because one of the things that we've noticed when watching Fortnite Frags on Fridays or Saturday Night Speedway with Mario Kart on Saturdays is you can actually see these competitors get better in real time.
Yes, you can, and you can see them adapt to what's going on. One of the big things that we talked about was that Storm was going to be a priority ban, but they let it through, and what happened? They got punished for it time and time again. They were getting decimated by that Storm ulti and didn't have a solution on how to protect themselves from that ult. And that was one of the things that we heard multiple competitors come in with, saying, hey, Storm's not getting through, Penny's not getting through, but Penny could not do anything against the chaos and the storm that Storm brought.
Oh, I see what you did there. Very chaotic. And you know what? The chaos is not done. Because on Sundays, we have Marvel Rivals in the morning or the early afternoon, if you will. It depends on what side of the country you're on. But it's not over yet. Guess what we got coming up in just a little bit?
Food.
No, you get to go eat. But myself and Amon Green will be here throwing down some verses. Your opportunity to play the greatest sports games in the entire world against some of the greatest athletes in the entire world. And it only happens here at the HyperX Arena on Sundays.
That is going to be an amazing event. I can't wait to watch to see who's going to win that event. Talking about Madden and seeing, hey, I trust you, Logan. My money's on you. I got about a penny on you, and you'll be able to see that coming up right after this. So grab some food, grab some soda, stick around, and wait to see one of the best Green Bay Packers players duke it out with Logan themselves.
Literally the all-time rushing leader from the Green Bay Packers. I mean, just think about that. Think about that. How much dedication and time it takes to be the very best at what you do. And we're going to find out how good you are against these competitors in the video game world. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be coming right around the corner every Sunday right after Marvel Rivals. So get involved, get yourself over to the Discord, sign up so you can keep yourself hip to the pulse of the community and find out all the action that we're doing here. And while you sign up for the Discord, say hi to Adam, because Adam's our Discord guy now. Adam, keep doing it. And we love what everybody does here at the HyperX Arena, not just for me and Pidgey, but everybody behind the scenes. Thank you to everybody in production who does the job that we can't do because it's above our pay grade, quite frankly.
Yes.
But they get the job done. And every Sunday, we're going to start with Marvel Rivals, then we're going to finish with the best athletes and the best athletic games in the planet right here at the HyperX Arena. Whew. I need to take a break. I might need a shower.
That's fair enough, because I've been sweating just like the rest of the competition has here today. But that will wrap us up for Marvel Rivals. And I cannot wait to see what these competitors bring next week and what they're going to be able to do to find the solutions to the storm that's a-coming. Logan, any last thoughts?
Yeah, before we go, don't go too far, because we'll be right back at you. But until then, I need you to do me a favor. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you'll know what we'll be up to next time. For my good friend Pidgey, I'm Logan Summit. And for everybody here at the HyperX Arena, we'll see you again in just a little bit. Don't go too far.